journey that began long ago, beginning in backyards and venturing on to Friday nights underneath the lights. It's a journey that hasn't been easy.
We're gonna fight to the end. We will not give nobody to it.
Paved with grit, determination, and dedication, believing that good is not good enough.
This is what matters.
And that sacrifice will advance us to victory.
You can do this. You just have to believe.
This journey, we wouldn't trade for anything.
Get this done.
Because it has led us here to this moment.
You have the opportunity to be great right now.
This is our time to play for our team, our school, our town. This is it. This is what we play for.
Game's on!
Our 7th and final game of these 40th annual WIAA Football State Championships coming to you from Camp Randall Stadium here in Madison. And our conclusion with the Division I matchup between the Kimberly Papermakers, a perfect 13-0 record, and the Arrowhead Warhawks coming in at 12-1 from the Classic 8 Conference. These two teams met a year ago in the Division I matchup. Kimberly won that one 31-6. They are vying for their 3rd state title, and Bill Brophy, these two programs have 10 state championships between them. There is no doubt these are the top 2 teams in the state. They will meet again here to play for a state title.
Yeah, they're the preeminent programs in the state, the heavyweights to be sure. Kimberly's won 41 in a row. Arrowhead's here for the 4th straight year. Give you some idea how they've dominated the last 10 years. Each team's played 129 games. That's almost 13 games a year. Nobody else can say that. Of those 129 games, Kimberly's lost only 9 times, Arrowhead only 15 times. But again, they're heavyweights. Each have 2 All-Staters. Blair Mulholland's the premier back in the state, according to most people. He leads Kimberly. He's run for over 1,200 yards in each of the last 3 years. Jordan Jansen has been named the best receiver in the state. On Arrowhead side, Johnny Duranzo is the quarterback who makes him go. 2 years ago here, he threw for 3 touchdowns. He's accounted for 2,000 total yards. And Ben Bredesen is an all-state lineman, the best lineman in the state, who'll play at Michigan. Stars aplenty, great teams. It ought to be a lot of fun.
This one will be a lot of fun. Our game announcers, Bob Brainerd and Scott Nelson. Guys, there's a lot of mutual respect between these two schools. There's a lot of tradition. But bottom line, Kimberly head coach Steve Jones says it is a privilege to have this kind of pressure to be the 2 best teams in the state. This will be a good one.
Oh, indeed it will. Sophia, thank you very much. They talked about Blair Mulholland. You know he's going to get the football, Scott, for Kimberly, but stopping him, that's another issue.
Yeah, it was trouble. Last year for Arrowhead, it's going to be trouble. This year, an outstanding running back, well over 2,000 yards in the season. I thought he was really good last year. He's had even a better senior year.
And you talked about Johnny Duranzo, their talented quarterback. He'll get time in the pocket because Ben Bredesen, future Michigan Wolverine, will provide it.
Yeah, I saw Arrowhead play against Sun Prairie in level 2. I walked on the field and I'm like, okay, where's this Michigan recruit? As soon as the offensive line turned around, there he was. Pretty amazing physique, physical, really gets after it. He's going to have his work cut out for him today in protecting Duranzo.
Kimberly and Arrowhead, we do it again in 2015 in Division I. The opening kickoff is just around the corner here from the camp. They are rocking and rolling here in Madison, ready for the rematch between Arrowhead and Kimberly. 31-6 was the result a year ago. 2nd straight title for Kimberly. And about to go for number 5 overall. And the Warhawks looking to make it a 7th state championship in their storied history. Arrowhead in the red jerseys kicks off to the all-white Papermakers. Blair Mulholland will field it in the end zone, so that'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. Yes, he returns kicks too, but in the backfield, Scott, you just said it best in the open. He was really good and really dangerous a year ago as a junior. This year, crazy go nuts with the stats.
Yeah, he's got a really good offensive line that blocks very well for him. They're well coached. A quarterback that's solid in what he does, but he's the workhorse. He got hurt last year. And yet this year, here he comes back in another great senior season. And Danny Vandenboom, the son of Matt Vandenboom, a former Wisconsin Badger, has had an outstanding season himself, thrown for over 2,000 yards and just a highly potent offense.
On the first give, nothing new. No surprise, it's Mulholland. And he makes his way to the 24-yard line, and then Arrowhead, that big defensive front, they're going to try to make things uncomfortable, rough him up a bit, make him earn every yard.
Well, and that's the whole thing about this. You have a number of guys that will have an impact on this game, both for Kimberly, Arrowhead, all the way across the board. We'll get to them in just a second.
Well, Jordan Jansen, their talented receiver, is one of them, along with Miller, another running back, and Biolo. Guys to keep your eye on. Vandenboom fires into a crowd. It's incomplete, but penalty flags fly. Jansen, the intended receiver, and someone in that secondary for Arrowhead might have got there a tad early. Neil Brunner is the referee of this Division I championship crew.
I think they're getting Ramos on a pass interference, number 42 for Arrowhead. Rips across the top side with his arm, but makes contact on the backside. While he's doing that, came through the receiver. Back judge sees a great view of it. Grabbing across right here at the tail end. You see that left arm grab on there close. He's about a split second for making that play without getting the pass interference call.
And Antonio Jose Ramos, senior DB, very experienced, his third straight title game start.
How many people get one, let alone 3 in a row?
1st and 10 at the 39 for the Papermakers. Vandenboom steps out of the pocket. Mulholland can't find the handle, incomplete. If he does complete it, there are a whole bunch of Warhawks in his way, but that's where Mulholland, I mean, he'll take his chances there out in the open field. He's shifty enough and quick enough and strong enough to pick up yards after the catch.
Well, and what he gets a lot of those yak yards after contact is because wide receivers, tight ends are blocking downfield for him. They work awfully hard because they know that he can take it the distance if they do their job down the field.
2nd and 10 from the 39. Vandenboom hands it off. Mulholland, not much there, but he still squeezes out 4 yards to the 43. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Steve Jones, the head coach of the Papermakers. 5th season as the head coach, his 8th overall in the program. Things are rolling under Steve Jones' watch. Played at Spash High School and then UW Stevens Point. 3rd down and 6. Vandenboom will roll left. Squares up, fires, catch is made, and a 1st down out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That was Tyler Verstegen who was there. His dad, also a former Badger.
Yep. When you watch Danny Vandenboom, only a junior, 6 foot, rolls out, 6'4", excuse me, rolls out to the edge. They bunch 3 guys. They roll the running back out of the edge on a little flare route, but they flood the zone, so they outnumber the defenders out there. And it's just a matter of picking which one is open. And Verstegen that time got to the boundary. Nice throw and catch on the edge and moving the chains.
We showed you the gaudy numbers of Blair Mulholland, but you wouldn't think the receivers would have gaudy numbers too. They do. Everyone gets touches. This ball's on the ground. Ball loose on the jet sweep coming through. And a bounce that came back into Hunter Sell's mitts. A fortuitous bounce to keep the ball with Kimberly.
Yeah, lucky bounce, to say the least. That was even out of the hands of the quarterback. Vandenboom didn't even have that to get it into his belly. First thing first, secure the ball, worry about handing it off later, but very lucky break from Kimberly.
Second and a dozen. Give it to Mulholland to the edge. And Mulholland pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. You can see the acceleration and the vision he has. He had the big bodies leading the charge, but Mulholland, then he just runs right past them.
Yeah, you talk about 2 teams going at each other, heavyweight fight back and forth, and what these teams have done, unbelievable. Gaudy numbers for the players, not only for the programs. 41 game winning streak for Kimberly. Unbelievable. Only 9 losses in the last 10 seasons. And then you take a look at Arrowhead, back-to-back champs in 13 or 12 and 13. 15 losses in 10 years. That's just unbelievable for these 2 programs.
3rd and 5 And Mulholland nailed at the line of scrimmage. Warhawks defense jumps in and punches Mulholland to the ground.
Good aggressive blitz call. Linebackers flowing down. Gap sound. No place for Mulholland to go. Kimberly's tried to outnumber the guys at the line of scrimmage. They've had 7 guys trying to block 6. This time Arrowhead is ready for it. They bring 8 in the box. They win that battle.
Nate Schultz was one of the guys who punched Mulholland. And the punt will go high to the sky, then roll and die at the 19-yard line. That's where Arrowhead and Johnny Doranzo will get their mitts on for the first time this evening. No score in the D1 title tilt. Back here at Camp Randall in Madison. Arrowhead fired up, including Joe Panos. None of the former Badgers just littering the place here this evening.
Feels like home.
Yeah, I'll bet, says the former Badger. Johnny Doranzo waits for the snap on 1st and 10. And sliding through to take it. It's Nick Bastine. 5'8", 160. They'll move Bastine all over the football field, sometimes just behind Doranzo in the backfield, but also out there in the open. They'll throw to him. They'll run him through, going quick here, as they normally do on 2nd down and 5. Little inside handoff to Bastine.
He's got a little giddy up to him, Bob. He's a guy that's fun to watch. Quick, can move side to side very explosively. And that's not easy to do, that agility. Now he's got speed on top of it, but Johnny Doranzo is the guy that has been the heart and soul. He got hurt in week 9, sat out level 1, level 2, and came back and helped lead them over Oconomowoc. And then last week, and now here he sits in yet another state championship game.
Sitting 3rd and 4 here is Doranzo. Quick toss, reeled in. That's Tyler Jones. And Jones makes the catch, but doesn't get any traction to pick up the 1st down. And Arrowhead will have to punt. 3 and out for the Warhawks.
Looked like number 5, Hunter Sell, came in on the tackle. Great job on the outside edge. Engaged in a block with the wide receiver. Actually goes down to a knee as he's trying to fight underneath. And then he has the ability to get his eyes up, locate the ball carrier, the receiver in that case, and make the tackle short of the 1st down.
Doranzo is the up man. He directs traffic for special teamers. Parker Redmond will boot the football. 1st team all Classic 8. He's got a good leg. And shows it off here with a nice boot. And instant tackle at the 35-yard line. Great special teams coverage there by the Warhawks and Antonio Jose Ramos, the veteran. Midway through the 1st quarter here in Madison. No score, Warhawks and Papermakers. Well, everybody hunkered down, and the culmination of 2 great days of championship football here in Madison wraps up with these 2 superstar teams. Hard not to build them up with all the athletes, and you saw the resumes and the credentials these 2 programs bring to the table here once again. Kimberly, get it to Mulholland, steering bodies, and Mulholland slips a couple tackles, and then down he goes. Good coverage on the backside by the Warhawks to make sure he doesn't escape. Teddy Orlando was there.
Basic play, just running a read zone. The lineman getting to the outside edge, trying to engage in a block, and if they chip, now they got somebody behind them. They get to the 2nd level, and what makes Mulholland so good is those guys working in front of him, but he's patient. He lets them set up the block, and then it looks real easy with what he's able to do.
That's Noah Harvey, who was in on the tackle as well, junior DB. Mulholland, hard-earned 2 yards to make it 2nd down and 8. Vandenboom, quick hitter, and connects to Verstegen. And Verstegen picks up the 1st down at midfield. Tyler came running straight through, and Vandenboom, no question where he was going with that football.
Verstegen goes on motion across the field. Jordan Jansen, number 10, is on the outside flanker position. He comes back and looks like he's running a slant route. Well, he's actually setting himself up to block as Verstegen goes to the outside edge. A quick dump allows him to turn the corner and move the chains.
First and 10. Kimberly at the 49-yard line. Mulholland, left side, again steering bodies, and then on the cutback, gains an extra 5 yards.
Again, a very patient run. That time they're trying to get off tackle, but what they do is they pull both guards, left guard and right guard, trying to get bodies out in front of Mulholland to engage in blocks. As they clear, he sees a seam back to the backside, plants hard on his left foot, gets upfield, doesn't get much out of it, but setting things up as hard and aggressive as this defense plays for Arrowhead, they're trying to get him over pursuing and allow that cutback lane.
2nd and 5. They shift from the left to the right side, and that's where Mulholland runs, right behind the big bodies who maneuvered over there. Only a gain of a couple to the 44. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, you can set yourself up in 2nd and short, 2nd and intermediate, that's 2nd 5 and 6. Maybe a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Sits really well for the paper makers. They thrive on that. They're aggressive. They get out. They're physical. They're big and strong. And yet they got a defense they're going against that can match up athlete per athlete. It's going to be a great matchup here from start to finish.
Everyone bunched in tight here on 3rd and 3. And the give to Mulholland. And he rams right in to Noah Harvey and still picks up the first down. Mulholland, South Dakota State is where he will play football at the next level.
Nice hit tackle by Alex Panos, outside linebacker, but they'll move him around. They'll bring him inside. He'll start outside. He'll stunt to the inside. Two guys going at each other. Big collision there at the goal line, or at the line of scrimmage.
Which is the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Kimberly. Vandenboom going airborne. And just beyond the reach of his top target, Jordan Jansen. It's incomplete. Jansen, big target, 6'3", 200. His numbers, I mean, Mulholland's numbers are ridiculous. How about Jansen's? Comes in with 60 receptions, almost 1,400 yards, 15 touchdown catches. That's 2nd in the state. So they do all that while they're still feeding Mulholland.
Right. When you look at what they've done with scores, they've scored in the 60s, they've scored in the 70s, they've scored in the 40s and 50s a couple of different times. Yeah, you have nights like that where all things click, and when you have talent and ability and you trust those guys out on the outside edge, you better give them the rock.
Mulholland got it, shakes a tackle. Up the middle he goes, and into the end zone he goes for the touchdown. 40-yard burst by Blair Mulholland. And make it 44 rushing touchdowns on the year for number 6.
Great job up front initially. Bodies on bodies. Red jerseys are feeling nice, but again, the patience and then the strength. That's where it takes over. And the undeniability, I am not going down with one guy. Breaks that tackle, off to the races, takes a peek right, takes a peek left, sees where the defenders are coming from, and explodes into the end zone.
And as many times as Mulholland's been in the end zone, he was jacked after that 40-yard touchdown run. The PAT is good. And the two-time defending state champs use 7 plays, goes 63 yards, just under 3 minutes off the clock. They draw first blood, 7-0.
Really good job again. Red jerseys are converging. They're reading. It's just a matter of making a play. Make a tackle. You cannot hand tackle. You cannot arm tackle Blair Mulholland. You have to gang tackle. One guy get on, grab cloth. The other guys pursue and deliver a punch. He's just too good that way. And again, predicated all up front with those guys engaging body on a body. So even if he is hit, somebody's blocking the guy trying to tackle him. It's just a really fundamental team that knows that if they take care of business, just again for a split second, a blink of an eye, that they've got some skill players that can go the distance.
There again, quick review of the scoring drive, and Mulholland into the promised land once again. Familiar territory for him, and he bounced off of Noah Harvey, who goes 6'4", 205, and can be a vicious tackler, and he just flicked him aside like he was a bug hitting the windshield.
Yeah, the best thing that Blair Mulholland does is he runs with shoulder pad level low, good high powerful knees, and yet he stays square. And it's awfully hard to get a clean shot on him unless you take a good angle. And those weren't good angles by the defense. A little bit flat up to the line of scrimmage, and then they had to belly back.
Bastine takes the ground ball up the middle and then gets tackled at the 30-yard line.
Nothing wrong with the field position there. See if you can get some good things going offensively. A very downhill type of defense that Kimberly plays that the paper makers read and recognize. They have a fairly simple game plan where they're just going to allow these guys to turn it loose and get after it.
Head coach Greg Malling, his 5th season, and a record of 59-10. He coached in Florida, coached in Maryland, and I think he's settling in Wisconsin, and took over for Tom Tarasca, who the field is named for in Arrowhead. No pressure, though, Greg. Duranzo lets it fly downfield for Perrette, and Perrette, like a center fielder, makes an over-the-shoulder catch. My goodness. He did this exact same catch, if you will, in the playoff win over Franklin.
Pressure coming in the face of Duranzo. Brady Hemer, number 48, he delivers it spot on, perfectly thrown. Bailey Marash is not bad coverage, but the speed of what Perrette has down in the edge, and then the ability, Bob, to adjust up and over the outside shoulder with your head looking back and to bring it in. Just an outstanding throw, but a beautiful catch. Just 38 yards on that, by the way.
Yeah. And made it look easy, even though you know it wasn't. Degree of difficulty. Justin is one of our impact players, and there are a bunch. Bastine, Bredesen, of course, on that offensive line.
Left tackle.
Perrette, by the way, in the 2014 game, he caught a touchdown. That was the only point scored by Arrowhead against Kimberly. Bastine gets the carry, swarms his way, and cuts back for a couple.
There's Perrette. Again, a talented ball player. Speed, as you saw. He gets the outside edge. One-on-one coverage. Again, not bad coverage by the defense, but just some speed to pull away, to get some separation. And then Duranzo has the ability with the strength in the arm to throw it up. Perfect spot, a timing route where he trusts where his receiver is going to get to.
Duranzo still has it. And Duranzo looking for the end zone. Inside the 1. And you can see the offensive line saying, keep it going, keep it going.
Really, really well-designed play. They flake the play action to the left side of the offensive line. The offensive linemen sell this. There's absolutely nobody to the outside edge. You get a receiver that occupies a defensive back on the outside edge, and it's just green space as Duranzo goes in for the, well, I guess there wasn't Duranzo. It was Bastine with the touchdown, but outstanding job. Good play action, selling it, getting that defense to buy into it, and then getting pay dirt there.
They're going so quick, we don't have time to show the replays, but that's okay. They wanted to do that. Get up to the line, get Kimberly on their heels. Bastine bashes it in from the 1. And for Nick, his 10th rushing touchdown of the year. Duranzo did all the dirty work, and as you said, Scott, that line sold it, and you could see Kimberly players pointing, saying, there goes the QB, someone chase him down. And their all-state kicker, John Mack, missed the kick. So we're not tied at 7. Kimberly remains in front 7-6.
Well,
John Mack, Scott, John Mack, he's been battling a foot injury from a couple weeks ago and still not able to get comfortable, and doesn't convert the PAT there. But one more look at Bastine taking it in after Duranzo set up the offense.
Yeah, again, just power football right there, body on a body, and offensive lineman thing. If I get my feet in the end zone, I know my running back's going to get in there. Big score. That drive took all of minute 38, 5 plays, 67 yards. Great answer for Arrowhead after Kimberly punched one in, but unfortunately they missed that extra point. Who knows the way this game is going of what's going to happen, but that might come into play here later on in the game.
Earlier this week, Steve Jones previewing this game. I mean, they're so familiar, these two teams, with one another, that when he was talking about some of the keys to the game, Steve Jones referred to Duranzo as Johnny. And he said, we gotta make things uncomfortable for Johnny when he's back there. Ground ball scooped up. Parker Shue will take it. And he's upended at the 26-yard line. So that's part of the problem there on that play breaking down. The line sells it, and Duranzo takes what's given him.
Yeah, and he's going to the far side of the field. A lot of green space in front of him. Gets down to the 1-yard line. And nice job by Bastine to follow behind the big fellas up front. And he touched base on Mack a little bit. Quality kicker. He was 8 of 10 on field goals. He was 45 of 46 on extra points.
He hit a 51-yarder against Muskego in Week 9.
So having that ability as a coaching staff to trust that that's going to happen as this play breaks down for Vandenboom.
And nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He'll lose a yard on the play. That's a sinking feeling when the quarterback turns around and no one's home.
Right. And then about 3 steps later, he locates the running back who's looking back at him like, why don't you give me the ball? Just miscommunication on that part. Running back thought he's coming underneath. Quarterback reverses out. Again, miscommunication, understanding what play was called.
Great athlete, Vandenboom. Started on the baseball team as a freshman at shortstop. This one, clean handoff to Mulholland. And the cutback, and he's still loose. Mulholland might take this one to the house. He will. Touchdown, Blair Mulholland. 74-yard touchdown run. Add it to the 40-yarder he had. And Mulholland is on the loose once again.
Well, there's you counter punch. Left and right going at it. Arrowhead scores. Kimberly comes back. I'm still not sure as he goes to the right side of the offense here. Good pursuit by the defense. Red jerseys all over. But they bump each other off the tackle. He just spins out of it, makes it look really easy, but he got a lot of help from those guys. Instead of hitting the ball carrier, they hit one another and they pop each other off. And 70-plus yards later, here you sit with Blair Mulholland now 10 carries, 143 yards. And 2 touchdowns, and it gave his team a lead.
I want to know how dangerous Mulholland is. Last week, in their game against Marquette, to get back here to state, he carried the ball 41 times, 411 yards, and had 6 touchdowns. He's got 2 in the first quarter here.
Great demonstration of his ability to get to the outside edge, set up those blockers, plant and get upfield. 90-degree cut, straight upfield. And then strength and balance and ability to get out of those tackles as guys are pushing each other off. And then, you know, we talked about great running backs, guys getting downfield, blocking for him, never giving up on the play. Great job by Jordan Jansen to run down and run interference as Mulholland takes it to the house.
Took less than a minute, that drive. And it started with the broken play.
Right.
Where Mulholland wasn't there to connect with Vandenboom. They connected the second time through.
Yeah, good teams come back that way. They figure it out. You know what? We made a mistake. Let's get back on the same page, regroup, no big deal. And then good things happen that way. None better than that last play.
It's Bastine on the carry. And a good return out to midfield. So here comes Arrowhead. Like you say, Scott. Punch, counter punch. The heavyweights going to keep going until 15th round and the bell rings.
Well, Kimberly won a D2 title. Last year won the D1 title. They're on a 41-game winning streak. Just an outstanding program. Hats off to them because you got things rolling. Arrowhead's won a couple titles in a row. They lost last year to Kimberly in the final. Very, very motivated to get back here once again. Ran through a tough gauntlet in the playoffs with Verona, Sun Prairie, then beat an undefeated Oconomowoc team, and a really tough game against Franklin last week. And they've earned their way here, and they came with some purpose.
Setting up shop at the 47-yard line. And they give Bastine a breather, hand it off, ball's loose. And Neil Brunner says second down, it stays with Arrowhead. Carson Myers got the carry, and somewhere the pigskin popped out.
A lot of big bodies in there. It's hard to see with those offensive linemen. Ball squirts on the ground, and Kimberly doing the right thing, pointing the other way, forcing the official to make a call. We'll see where that thing squirts out and runs into his own blocker there as he's going out. He actually gets kicked out. Bredesen kicked the ball out of there. Nice heads-up play to dive on it.
Tyler Jones finally got the loose football from midfield. Second down. Duranzo looking deep. Throws sideline. Catch is made by Jones. And Jones squirms back into play. Stays in play. Finally tackled at the 25-yard line. Tyler Jones, the leading receiver of a very balanced receiving core, making things happen.
And you got to make things happen. You got pressure coming in your face. Duranzo, things are breaking down in the pocket. As he scrambles, looks left first, sees some seams to the right, and then guys are just releasing downfield. There's one defender for two receivers, chooses the right one. A great catch up and over the top of the defensive back, and then gets hit, stays in bounds, stays on his feet, and a great gain and a great play that really should have been a sack.
From the 25, 1st and 10, Arrowhead. Bastine on the draw. Nothing there. Corralled early and thrown down before he can squirm away. This receiving core of Arrowhead, as I mentioned, very balanced. They can all catch the football. They all block extremely well once the ball is caught by somebody. Justin Perrette, Andy Miller, Tyler Jones, Jake Hauer, all four are seniors.
Yeah, and guys that understand that's a huge part of the game. That, yeah, we like to catch the ball, we'll throw it around, that's fine. But our job during a run play is to get down, get in the way, and be physical.
Duranzo for Perrette. He's got it in the belly. He caught it. Touchdown, Justin Perrette. And back comes Arrowhead. Within 2 here in the first quarter.
Beautiful throw again. Down a Perrette from Duranzo, up and over the top shoulder. 25-yard touchdown. And the only thing I'd say for Kimberly, Mitch Collar, you got to play on the ball. Go there, trust it, go up and get it. Don't take a peek back at the defensive or the receiver. You got another defensive back there with you, a teammate. Go high for the ball. Knock the thing down at worst, but you got a chance at interception. Trust yourself and go get it.
They won't go for 2 here, not yet. Too early in the ball game. John Mack this time blasts it through. So, within 1 are the Warhawks. They answer the second Blair Mulholland touchdown run with this pass play. Duranzo to Perrette.
He just launches it up there and knows he's got one-on-one coverage. Again, the speed for Perrette to get out there, and lucky break, great concentration. Again, going strong to get the football to secure, bring in the belly, keep your feet in bounds, and come up with a big answer to Kimberly's score.
Still some time left here in the quarter. If they're all like this, Scott, then I'm going to need a nap at halftime.
Pretty quick scoring drive. I mean, I don't know if we've had a drive over 2 minutes yet, have we, for a scoring drive?
They've all been quick.
Wow. And Duranzo now 4 for 4 on the day, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. 2 of those passes are huge plays to Perrette.
See the official down there telling, looks like telling the Wisconsin Badgers to move back.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Both teams, they suit up almost everybody in the school for these D1 title tilts. And that's not an exaggeration. Arrowhead had so many double numbers on their roster. You had to kind of go through and pick out who was actually going to play. And same for Kimberly. They start at 1 and go to 99. On the boot, Mulholland won't get this. Into the end zone for the touchback.
So Bob, with 1 second left on the clock, here's the chance for us to just look at the long drives that they've had. You know, the time-consuming drives that they've just burned time off the clock. Well, here you look. Kimberly's had 2 minutes 50 seconds, 2 minutes 51 seconds. Let's throw in a long one of 54 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And then Arrowhead's had 133, 138, 143. 2 of those, obviously, for both squads they've scored. Just crazy at the pace that these guys are going at.
Our stat guru up here, he's got blisters trying to keep up with it. It's only the first quarter. Hunker down, my friend. Just got a tick left on the clock, so this play will end the first quarter. It's Mulholland for 3. and they'll turn them around and head the other way in a very entertaining first quarter of D1 football here in Madison. Kimberly on top of Arrowhead by a tally, 14-13 our score.
The entire first half. That was crazy.
Good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed state football. Oh, wait. Second quarter. Wow. Wow is right. No one giving in here. Big plays galore all over the football field, and each team just says, oh, yeah? Well, we can match that.
Or one up you even. Yeah, it's exciting.
Second quarter starts with 2nd and 7 at the 23 for Kimberly. Vandenboom. And Mulholland trying to string it out. Arrowhead, a good job there to only allow a couple. It'll be 3rd and 4.
In recognizing what you see, trying to bring a tight end or a little H-back from the left or the right side of the defense, tracking him, and as they go, getting flat to the line of scrimmage, and then finding and locating the football. And then when they do, now they start to close ground. They get upfield. That's how you stop a big game. You get there and you close ground because you cut the angles off for the running back.
Shotgun for Vandenboom on 3rd and 3. And Mulholland breaks a tackle and picks up the first down. That sideline over there, I think they were looking for a face mask or a horse collar.
Yeah, something. I think he just reached out. It looked like he just got, I don't know if he grabbed on anything with the face mask or the helmet, but just Blair got his head turned up just a little bit. They argued a little bit, and then they kind of backed off, and so they're probably trying to get one. You got to work the officials a little bit that way. Get them staying concentrating in the game and hold them true to the course.
Fresh set of downs for the paper makers. 31-yard line. And on the sweep coming through is Hunter Sell, and Sell gets slapped down to the turf by Alex Panos.
Ball carried by number 5.
You talked about big plays and answering back and forth. Typically through the course of the game, teams want to limit things from 15, maybe 20 yards or more for a big play. Well, if you give up 3 in a game, that's a lot. That's a big play. Well, Kimberly has 2, 74-yard rush that we saw, a 40-yard rush, both of those touchdowns by Mulholland. Arrowhead has a 25-yard pass, 2 of them, and a 38-yard pass. So you got 5 plays in the first quarter alone. These teams came ready to play. They're taking shots down the field. They're capitalizing.
And throwing Duranzo's run that got him down to the 1-yard line.
Right.
Little counter here, coming back to Mulholland. And again, you've seen the speed, but he also is not afraid to go right into the teeth of any defense and just bulldoze his way for yardage.
Gets a shoulder square. His hips move and his shoulders keep heading downfield. Head keeps going downfield. And at the end of a run, when you see him finish, if he's going forward, he's got a forward lean. If he got spun around like in that last play, he squats down. He uses the strength and power through his legs and his hips to drive forward and help his team move the sticks. And he just has that knack to find a way to get those extra hidden yardage.
In the game last year, Kimberly outrushed Arrowhead 311 to 100. Vandenboom throws wide open. Mulholland. Then down he goes at the 40-yard line. How does number 6 escape? How does somebody not account for him?
They're bringing some pressure on the outside. Again, the offensive line sells things to the left. They fake the handoff to Mulholland, and he goes between the tackles. And as he slips through there, now you look over on the outside edge. And, hey, why not? Let's take a shot. So Vandenboom sells the fake. Offensive line sells the fakes, gets that defensive line and those linebackers going, and he just kind of disappears. They figure it's play action, and he's going to be out of the play. Well, he actually becomes the main part of the play.
Just his 8th reception of the year, so they don't do that a whole lot. Maybe that's why Arrowhead took their chances on letting Mulholland slip through. He goes back to work on the ground there to the 39-yard line.
A little bit more methodical with this one, mixing things up, not being predictable through different down and distance situations. Running plays that they've run all year, they might throw a little different formation, a little different look at the defense for Arrowhead. But it's a matter of just mano a mano. One guy blocking me, and okay, I got to get off and see. I got to hold my edge. You just kind of have the defense on their heels a little bit by mixing up formations and play calls.
2nd and 7. Vandenboom chased, throws, and ball tipped around. It was there for the taking a couple times. When it was all said and done, however, Tyler DeVault could not find the handle. Big 6'4" senior tight end.
Making a great effort. Ball tipped up in the air. He tries to reach back with one big paw and bring it in. Just spun out of his hand, but guys are making plays. I mean, we saw Perrette a couple times up and over the shoulder, the big touchdown catch. Play right there. Gets tipped up with a guy in his face, and he almost is able to reach back behind it. Quarterbacks on both sides trust their receivers. They trust their offensive line, and when you have that, you're not worried about anything but just making a play and getting the ball where it needs to go.
Keep your eyes on number 10, Jordan Jansen, here on a passing down, 3rd down and 7. And whistles and timeout before the snap by Kimberly. They want to talk things over. We'll take a timeout as well. 8:21 left here in the first half of football. It's been exciting so far. 14-13 Papermakers. A year ago, Blair Mulholland rushed against Arrowhead for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's already got the 2 touchdowns, and he's got 164 yards rushing on 15 carries. But that game got out of hand early. This one is a 1-pointer. 3rd and 7 here for the Papermakers. Sell in motion comes through. Penalty flags fly. It's thrown to Mulholland, who reels it in for the catch at the 20, but hold the phone. This one may come back. And it will.
Yeah, we'll get a little legal shift. 2 guys in motion at the same time. Official threw that right away. I'm surprised he didn't blow the play dead. Great throw and catch though by Vandenboom to Mulholland. Man, what a talent.
And again, because of the lopsided scores, they haven't had to use Mulholland out of the backfield a whole lot during the regular season. But you can see they're looking for him to squirt out, leak out, and just provide another weapon downfield when it's a throwing down.
Right. He's a threat no matter where he's at on the field, and you got to make sure that you account for him. And since you haven't seen him in the passing game, nice decision by Coach Jones to get him involved, get him down the seam, get him to the outside edge, and really force and create a mismatch if you can get a linebacker locked on the running back.
3rd and a dozen now after the penalty. Ball's back at the 44. Vandenboom, straight drop. Tackled for a loss and a sack by Noah Harvey. Boy, did he get in there quick.
Untouched, brought too many defenders, not enough guys to cover down the offensive side for the line. Max protected, they missed it. Outstanding job by Noah Harvey coming off the edge, exploding around the corner, delivering a big punch on Vandenboom. Had no chance.
He had Harvey playing that D-back spot, but he was cheating in, Scott, and he got the green light and just jumped in there to jump on Vandenboom and force the punt here. Look out, it's blocked! John Mack got it! And trying to take it back for the touchdown. Oh, stumbling is Antonio Jose Ramos. So John Mack, who does the kicking, blocks the Kimberly kicker.
Looks like his foot is all right there when he came around the edge. Great execution and job of getting in there and knocking it up. And then Ramos recognizing and seeing where the ball is, taking it off his foot, and then Ramos seeing that. And then look at the effort getting downfield to block the punter. Great job, and then burying him right at the very tail end. A little stumble and bumble and rumbling. He gets in the end zone. That just makes me laugh. Like, I've been there before.
Yep.
Where, like, you know what? I got to run 35 yards. You think you're conditioned, but a great job out on the outside edge. Nate Schultz of competing and getting down, just planting the punter on the ground.
Arrowhead trying to take the lead as Doranzo calls his own number. Gets close, down to the 1. Yeah, that was Nate Schultz out in front. They call him the Space Hog. And he nearly sprung Jose Ramos for the touchdown, but it's available here. 2nd and goal from the 1. Duranzo again, runs into the pile. On the lean, does he get in? No signal yet. Warhawks are signaling. Touchdown! Tick, 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 tick. Wanted to make sure, good job by the crew to make sure that the football crossed, and Duranzo punches it in for the go-ahead score.
I wasn't sure what the far side official, he's standing at the goal line, he's looking at it, I think he's like, yeah, it's a touchdown. Then finally he decides to run in, but he stopped right at the point of attack, keeps his feet moving. There he gets slammed into the turf across the goal line for the touchdown. Officials got that right. Opportunistic, great job on the punt block on the subsequent return, and then a couple plays later, Duranzo punching it in.
Here's John Mack, who got the big block, knocks the extra point through, and Arrowhead up 20-14. Special teams comes through. Their quarterback knocks it in, and the Warhawks are in front in Division I. So John Mack got a chance to finish what he started. He blocks the punt. He knocks through the PAT, and now he gets to kick off the football.
Busy night.
That's just the way the All-Stater likes it, though. He loves
No
staying
doubt.
busy. That means they need all of his services. 41 seconds. Duranzo carried the ball twice and punched it in from the 1 to give Arrowhead the lead, 20-14. So you thought we saw everything in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Welcome to the second quarter. It's Mulholland dancing, taking it at the 2. Blair, look out. Good job to get a lot of red shirts in there to bunch him up. Bring him down at the 25-yard line.
And you got to gang tackle that way like we talked in the first half. And you're right, really good job by Arrowhead's kick coverage unit. Everything inside and in front, you see those red jerseys just converge and close those lanes down. But stay in the lane so they're not crossing over each other, giving a seam for Mulholland to go through. And then they hit him hard, yet he still falls forward 3-4 more yards. So doesn't matter where he's at, he's going to get that extra hidden yardage.
So Danny Vandenboom brings his offense back on the football field. Steve Jones calls him a very cerebral player, doesn't get rattled. Mulholland, right side, down the sideline. And a first down and then some. 40-yard line, just like that, picks up 15.
Great job getting downfield by number 42, Keegan Downham. He's a fullback senior, leading Mulholland around the corner. Plants one guy, goes upfield, gets another one. You got to have guys like that when you have a talent and the ability that Mulholland does, and that's part of why he's so good. Is we said it before, receivers downfield. Now you get your fullback involved in the play. You can follow those guys, and again, they just clear the path for you to run through.
1st and 10 at the 40. Mulholland, right side. And he's stoned. Pushed back, maybe a gain of 1. Number of bodies in the tackle, including the leading tackler, Colin Thiel.
There's not frustration setting in on either side. I don't know if Kimberly's excited. Arrowhead's trying to get their fans excited, getting into it. And these teams, I think, came ready to play tonight. And you're watching a great battle go back and forth. Players on the field aren't getting frustrated. Mulholland, who's had big chunks, get carried 1 yard, no big deal. We'll line up and go again. It's just they came prepared, ready to go.
2nd and 9. Back to Mulholland. And again, Warhawks en masse are there to meet Mulholland. No gain, 3rd and 9.
Been some tough going between the tackles against this Arrowhead defense. Some big bodies up front, linebackers that are physical. Guys getting after. We talked about Noah Harvey, D-back, linebacker. Put him wherever you want to, but number 7 will find a way to make some plays. And then you throw in Mitchell Bergs, who's a senior D lineman, and you got guys that are plug in the middle there. They've had success on the edge when they can get there. That's where the big plays have happened.
3rd and 9, Papermakers. Shotgun for Vandenboom. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. One of the bigs got it. Might have been Nate Schultz, that space hog, not sure. But I wouldn't put it past 56 getting in there. Brings up 4th down.
Well, and Vanderboom, as he takes a look at this, he's trying to hit Tyler Verstegen on the flat.
Noah Harvey, actually.
Noah Harvey. Yeah, Jordan Jansen, number 10, is upfield a little bit more, just about the first down marker. If he goes that way, now you don't have a chance to have Harvey block it. Now you got an open seam to throw through.
Flags fly before the snap. And some movement on the line. And a false start on Kimberly. These are two disciplined football teams, and so you won't see many flags. But that one will cost them 5 more.
Just a little flinch. I watched the officials. He's talking to the head referee. Said he just a little flick of the shoulder pad, and that just got the defense to move. And that's something you can't simulate. The little start of the play. Difficult, but something that the officials, as they watch that, will catch.
Perrette, Ramos, Bastine are all deep. On a hop, Perrette. Hang on to the football. He does. Down he goes at the 38-yard line. So Arrowhead not only gets the go-ahead touchdown, but their defense rises to the occasion to stop Kimberly and get the football right back.
Boy, here you are, just a couple ticks under 5 minutes. He just had a great score before. Block, punt, a lot of good things going your way. Again, ride the momentum wave when you have it, because Kimberly will get that back. They're too good of a team to let you have it for the rest of the game. And again, these teams extremely well coached. Talented young ball players who work extremely hard in the offseason in the weight conditioning. Mentally strong, understand the game and what's expected, and they ultimately transfer that from their mind to their body and execute.
Duranzo squares up and launches. Man downfield. It's in and out of the hands of Jeff Holtz, who had some space and had room to run on the backside. Holtz is a sophomore wide receiver, 6'3", big target. Oh, he turned his head, Scott.
He did. Yeah, he's thinking touchdown the whole way, seeing where the defender's at. Right at the last second here comes the ball. Look at his head come down. Takes his eyes off it. Great lesson for him and young players to learn. Secure the football first.
Up the middle. Nice burst there for Spencer Papandrea.
And that's just all pure timing. Coming back on a little counter trap, trying to get upfield, and he takes his read steps. 1, 2, 3, plants in the ground. Trusted his linemen are going to be there. Shoots upfield for a big first down gain.
Papandrea, Myers, Bastine, they're like clones. They're all built in that same compact model. Quick hitters, sideline toss. Kimberly defense was there.
Bennett Thies, number 21, I believe, on the tackle there, recognizes from his corner position. They're just doing a quick dart pass to the outside edge. And as Jones gets the football, he's met right away.
Only got a yard. 2nd and 9 at midfield. Winding down to the 4-minute mark of the first half. Jones cruises through in motion. Draw play. And the Papermakers respond as Bastine gets the carry to the 46.
Well, here's a big 3rd down play for both teams. 3rd and 5. Arrowhead needs this to sustain the drive. Kimberly's got to figure out a way to stop them, get them into punt formation, see if they can get this ball back and get an answer before they go into halftime and tighten this thing up. It's not far off. You're talking 6 points, but you get a score and you tighten it up that much more. And get that momentum going into halftime.
3rd and 5 for the Warhawks. Duranzo keeps it. Doesn't fool anybody. Papermakers were there. 46 met him first. Kyle Mayfield, and 96. Tanner Johnson was also there for the sack.
Boy, Dietz, I think 94 got in there. You pick your number to get after these guys. And what a great call. They just got upfield, fake. Nobody fell for the fake, and on the outside edge, they just came and collapsed on Duranzo, who was trying to just keep a quarterback keeper and get upfield.
Parker Redmond to boot the football. High snap, goes up and gets it. No worries. Good kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 14-yard line by the Papermakers. So Arrowhead can't convert on 3rd down. You left the window open here with plenty of time left in the 2nd quarter. Kimberly Now it's their turn to try to drive downfield and regain that lead.
But your defense is playing really well. You just pin them down at the 14-yard line. Feeling really, really good. You got to keep the momentum going. And if you can do that here, you never know. With 2:40 left in this quarter, you might have another chance to begin to 3 and out. But you can't allow a big play. We've seen, what, 5 or 6 of them now here in the first half. You can't allow another big play here at Kimberly because they're too explosive and they get after guys.
They'll set up shop at the 14-yard line. Vandenboom on a crossing route. Jansen is there.
Same play that they ran before where that got tipped up and incomplete pass. And, great job on that last play by Noah Harvey. This time, Noah Harvey's still there, but they let that route clear to the outside flat, find the open seam in the inside slant route. Good recognition, obviously communication by the coaching staff. Just let it clear, trust yourself. You got time to throw.
Jordan's an excellent hoops player for the Papermakers as well. Season practice is already underway, but still playing football here. Big game.
Probably get a free pass on that.
I would say so. That pass knocked down as Vandenboom might have doinked off one of his own linemen.
Yeah, I think it did. He got hit, if I got the number right, by Jake Powell, number 39. So as he's releasing the football, he gets hit. Anytime that happens, change the angle of your arm or the release of the football. And really lucky that didn't pop up much higher because that had potential for interception.
Verstegen brings the play in, relays it to Vandenboom. 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Mulholland flanked to the right. Jansen in motion. Vandenboom looking that way. On the roll, fires and connects with Jansen for a 1st down at the 36.
Boy, I really like the way that whole thing's set up. Sliding out your protection to your right-hand side. Your quarterback rolls and boots out to the outside edge. But an outstanding route by your wide receiver, pushing upfield, buzzing the feet, planning and getting out of the break and getting that separation so you have a window for your quarterback to hit you at.
You see Mulholland out there blocking on the edge.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how talented you are. You're expected to do your job, and that's what the beauty of the way Steve Jones operates.
Vandenboom rolling left. He gets pummeled, and the ball is incomplete downfield. Boy, he took a shot. Doug Greeninger was the intended receiver, and Vandenboom, he got nailed right before he let this football loose.
Yeah, but boy, did he throw with some purpose there. Put some zip on that. I'm not quite sure that Greeninger actually saw the ball coming until it was about halfway to him, and to react with the ball coming that fast. But some zip on the pass, knowing you're going to get drilled before you throw the football. Again, just trusting yourself, getting after things a little bit. And your receivers, number of different guys we've called here that were targeted this first half by Vandenboom, and so they got some talent around.
2nd and 10. Vandenboom goes airborne again. Downfield it goes, and catch is made. No. Arrowhead says we have it. They're going to give it to Kimberly on the reception by Sell.
Yeah, Hunter Sell getting up slow. It looked like he landed on that ball. It might be the matter of getting the wind knocked out of you or getting just the tip of the football poked in you. That's not too small, or it hurts a little bit, but great job going up at the high point of attack and getting that. Wow.
Yeah. It lands on the football, and
on
then
his hip almost, right?
And you see on the rollover, Jose Ramos comes up with it. Vandenboom goes right back to the air and incomplete. As they're looking on the sideline at Sell, Vandenboom got him up there and took a shot at the end zone for Tyler Bruss, but he missed the connection.
Funny, as that play is occurring, you hear a bunch of collective boos from the Arrowhead fans thinking that very much had potential to be considered an interception. He's got it in his hands. As they're going to the ground, you see the ball squirt out to his left hip, and the defensive back starts pulling the ball, and he ends up coming up with it. But at the time that they hit the ground, that simultaneous catch, considered that way, negates that, becomes offensive reception.
Good job by Pat Miles over there to make the call and make the play and get it right. Draw play. Mulholland moves the pile to the 27-yard line.
sustaining a drive deep in your own territory. Well, they start this at the 14-yard line. They've got a couple of big plays. They're moving the sticks. They got a timeout now to kind of regroup with 1:20 left here, but they've got a really nice drive going here and settle things down. Get your guys understanding. Here's the situation. We're inside the 30. Let's continue to grind and work at this thing. See if we can get a score before halftime.
And once we hit halftime, we'll have all kinds of stuff to keep you entertained, including checking back in with Bill Brophy and Sophia Minard. She will sit down and chat with the executive director of the WIAA, Dave Anderson. He's on hand here to hand out the trophy when it's all said and done in Division I.
Last one of the weekend here, been pretty exciting stuff. It's been fun to watch these games and these kids compete. A couple of quick stats that we got here for Vandenboom on the first half. I guess I want to say the game because that's what it's felt like. But the first half, he's 6 of 12 for 70 yards, and this is the one that caught my attention. Mulholland, 19 carries, 183 yards here in the first half alone.
Got a glimpse of our crew down there. Brof checking Snapchat. Sophia,
I'm sure,
talking over with Dave, saying, what can we talk about?
Take your pick. There's been a lot of action here this first half. My goodness.
Yeah. 3rd and 7 play to keep the drive alive for Kimberly. Vandenboom rolls, fires, and Jansen comes up with it for a first down at the 18. That'll stop the clock for the moment, trying to preserve that one remaining timeout.
Great job of the offensive line again, setting, shifting out to the right, moving the pocket. Basically the same route that they had before, where he buzzes his feet, gets the separation from the defensive back, and you're talking a yard, maybe 2 yards, but a nice throw by Vandenboom to thread the needle, get that, move the sticks.
Would it show you how good Jansen is? I mean, Antonio Jose Ramos, 3-year starter, he's been all over him, and he's still able to make these catches. Vandenboom to Jansen again, goes low, makes the catch at the 11. And will they burn that 3rd and final timeout? Yes, they will. Steve Jones wants to talk about it here with under a minute to go.
Just a little bit off on that timing. They're trying to hit Jansen, let the 2 inside receivers clear, push off the defensive backs, and Jansen comes underneath. The timing of the throw was just a little bit too quick. Good job by Jansen of recognizing and going to get the football. But if he gets an extra half a step, now those guys clear out in front of him. He doesn't have to go down low and protect it from the defensive backs. He can catch it in stride and try and get to the middle of the field, turn it up, get 6 points.
Little signage there for number 10, All-Stater Jordan Jansen. There are 3 All-State players on this Kimberly roster: Mulholland, Jansen, and Logan Bruss. Big 6'5" offensive lineman. And for Arrowhead, Mack the kicker, and of course Ben Bredesen, who's going to go play for Jim Harbaugh in Michigan. I've talked to Ben over the years and tried to convince him as a season ticket holder here in Madison to come and play here at Madison, but he's going to go join his brother, who's at Michigan, plays baseball.
Yeah.
Very good baseball player there for the Wolverines, so you can't knock the family ties.
Yeah, not only that, and some people talk, well, why can't we keep the best guys in the state? I think a lot of times that we do, but the kid's got to make the choice that's best for him, and if that's going by your brother and competing for the Wolverines, have at it. It's going to be a good situation for you.
Jansen's been big in this drive, 4 catches for 39 yards. Do they go to him again? They do, but this time broken up by Antonio Jose Ramos. Again, the veteran of this team, 3-year starter, state football experience galore. He was right there for the bust up.
Well, not giving up on a play, trusting where you're at again, understand your technique and believe in your technique. You read it, and at the last minute, you see the receiver's eyes starting to get big. You turn and you play great man-to-man coverage. You locate the football at the last second. You reach up and punch it away. You can't play man-to-man coverage any better than that.
Terrific defense by the senior. You see his numbers. Active on that play. 3rd down. Vandenboom, one more shot. Goes to the end zone. Jansen squeezes it in for the touchdown. Tippy toes and caroms the ball around the pylon to score, and Kimberly ties it at 20 apiece.
It always amazes me watching young players. It amazes me watching the NFL guys have the wherewithal to understand where they're at in the field, to catch the ball first, recognize, pad your feet to stay in bounds, and then, oh, I'm right at the goal line. Just the smarts to reach over the line of scrimmage or over the goal line. Doesn't matter where my feet are at, as long as I'm in bounds, put the ball over the top. Nice break by Ramos. But that's the difference between getting a pass breakup, an interception, or a touchdown. If you're going to go for it, you have to get there.
The kick is good, so Kimberly back up by a point. Impressive drive, 11 plays. They go 86 yards and did it all in under 2 minutes, and still time to spare. And Jordan Jansen, maybe a little bit of a push-off there on Jose Ramos, who got the best of him the play before. Just got enough separation, Scott, to give him some breathing room and make that touchdown catch.
Yeah, and that's just jockeying for position. I'm okay with that, as long as they let the defensive backs be okay with that. And there's a little give and take. It's been a great competition to watch those two guys go at each other. You got some really good athletes, guys that love playing football, that compete for the football. We saw Ramos get one before where he knocked it away. That time Jansen comes in and he gets a big play of his own. And guys are stepping up and making plays at different times. And again, this is going back and forth with Kimberly, then Arrowhead answering, then back and forth. Then Arrowhead gets a big turnover and touchdown. And now here comes Kimberly answering back, a 21-20 game. And you talk about an exciting first half. I can't imagine what the second has in store for us.
Short kick. One of the up men will take it. And down he goes. That was Spencer Papandrea, and it was like a rodeo takedown. Nowhere to go. So Arrowhead football, all 3 timeouts and 43 seconds to work with. Time enough to take a shot, Scott?
Oh, I think they got a chance to take a shot here. Yeah, with what they did before with Perrette up and over the top. Yeah, you establish some things. You try and, with 3 timeouts, you got an opportunity to take a chance. And then you certainly have an opportunity to get in field goal range with Mack. And we'll see how his foot holds up from a couple weeks ago. But, boy, when I saw him about 3-4 weeks ago, he's got a heck of a leg. Doesn't matter so much about his foot.
Yeah, he is lethal when he's healthy. Duranzo will try to get him close. Throws to Perrette. Sideline, gets out of bounds to the 34-yard line. Again, what Arrowhead wants to do, maybe chip away here and then take a shot down the middle. And with 3 timeouts, you burn one there to see if you can get it closer here within field goal range. 2nd and 4. Duranzo with time. He goes down the middle, and Jones makes the catch. Tyler Jones in traffic, reels it in Kimberly territory. They'll mark it at the 34.
Beautiful throw, beautiful route. Rushing 3 guys as Kimberly up front, very well protected. And if you got 8 guys dropping in, you shouldn't be able to hit a seam that easy, but great concentration and wherewithal to bring the ball in for a reception.
Duranzo to the end zone, wide open. Touchdown Warhawks. Jake Hauer got free. I mean, it's like he ran in from the bench to make this touchdown catch. There wasn't a paper maker within 20 yards of number 2.
Be interested to see on the replay if some play action held and froze Hunter Sell, who's outside cornerback. And that's where the receiver just dips behind. Looking to the right side, looking to the right side. All of a sudden he comes back left. Well, there's one guy in front. He freezes and completely, as you said, completely loses where Howard's at. Boy, that looked way, way too easy.
When the ball was in the air, as Mack knocks through the extra point to make it 27-21. When the ball was in the air, Scott, the entire crowd here just gasped.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't believe how open Jake Hauer was.
And a great lesson learned again for some young ball players. Even though the ball or the quarterback's looking away from you, that doesn't mean you stop your feet. You sink until you read so you can see what's coming at you. If guys cross the field, if guys are slipping in behind you, but you're always, it needs to be moving. And unfortunately, Sell froze his feet. That allowed Howard to get back behind. And then Duranzo, who's now 8 of 9 in the day for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. You can't give a senior quarterback that type of target, or he's going to take advantage every single time.
So 3 plays and 3 different receivers. The quick outer to Perrette, down the middle to Jones, and then Howard for the touchdown. Jones has got 4 receptions for 60, Perrette 3 for 70, and there's Howard in the mix, and Andy Miller, another senior. You know they'll look his way when it's all said and done. We still got 20 seconds left here.
I'm exhausted.
My goodness. Mack will tee it up. Mulholland is deep. And Mulholland at the goal line. Dances back, cuts back, tackle at the 28-yard line. No timeouts remaining for Kimberly.
Well, we're keeping the theme of quick drives here. We've had a minute and a half, minute 50, maybe 2:50. That drive, 3 plays, 73 yards. In 3 plays, 23 seconds. It's not supposed to happen in a state championship game, is
no.
it?
But that's okay. This is
good
this entertainment.
Is great. Absolutely.
Jake Howard, when he turned around, it was like he was fielding a punt.
Right.
I thought he was going to call for a fair catch in the end zone.
I don't think he could believe how open he was. Yeah, exactly.
No timeouts. See if Kimberly tries to take a shot here. Now they'll just hand it off, see if Mulholland can bust it. He does. And then down he goes at the 33-yard line. Clock will roll here, and the Warhawks and Papermakers will get warm. But stay hot, young men. Wow. An entertaining first half of football here at Camp Randall. More to come here as well as Arrowhead takes the lead into the locker room, 27-21 over the defending state champs from Kimberly. All our halftime activity, as promised, is just around the corner.
Continues here, Division I WIAA Football State Championships. What an incredible first half between Arrowhead and Kimberly. The Warhawks go into the locker room with a 27-21 lead. Just one half of football remains, and if it's anything like the first half, it should be a good one. I'm Sophia Minner, joined here now by Dave Anderson, WIAA Executive Director. And Dave, it's been a great half, a great 2 days of football, and this is the fall finale. 6 weeks of fall tournaments coming to an end for your staff. Just a little bit about the fall season in general, all the work that goes into putting all of these great state tournaments on.
You know, it is our job as the executive staff of the WIAA to organize and administer these events on the behalf of our members, working with our board who give us so much support. I couldn't be prouder of the effort, the time, the energy that our entire staff put into making certain that these are opportunities that the youngsters and our member schools will remember for a lifetime and be proud of. It's a long 6 weeks, but when you look back, you feel both tired and so very proud and honored to be a part of.
There are certainly always terrific events that your staff puts on, and your staff takes a lot of pride in your partnerships with the Board of Control, the Medical Advisory Board, the WFCA, and all of the changes you've made with football and keeping all of the athletes safe all season long.
You know, there are so many challenges, so many issues that confront education-based athletics on a daily basis, that it really does require a comprehensive team led by staff, supported by our board, supportive coaches groups, and all of those things. So proud of our medical advisory committee doctors, led by Wade Lebecki, in their work and collaboration with the football coaches to implement as conservative and thoughtful early season and in-season football practice, live contact schedule as there is in the country. And the early research is showing very, very favorable for what we're doing with regard to overall injury and certainly for concussion.
All right. Well, thank you so much to you and your executive staff at the WIAA for everything that you've done to put on such a terrific tournament here over the last 2 days at Camp Randall Stadium. We've got more halftime coverage coming up for you next as the snowflakes start to fall here at Camp Randall. We'll break down the first half for you coming up next at Fox Sports Wisconsin. We have one half remaining here in our Division I state championship game between the Arrowhead Warhawks, the Kimberly Papermakers. Kimberly, they trail Arrowhead 21-27 as they look to win their third straight state championship. Again, this is a rematch from the championship a year ago, and Brof, this game as good as advertised. It has been much hyped, much anticipated, and these two teams have delivered a back and forth half. Kimberly started out taking the lead with Blair Mulholland. Who else? We've heard a lot about him, seen a lot of him here tonight. Kimberly's offense, they're running the ball as we expected.
Well, yeah, all the forecasts came true. The stars have shone, and now it's snowing. We got flakes in the air, so Bob and Nellie could have some fun trying to keep the players out of the snow. But yeah, this is a great half of football. It's a lot of fun. Mulholland rushes for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. They control the ball and kept Duranzo off the field. Duranzo ends up throwing for 2 touchdown passes. That spectacular quick drive at the end gets the lead back for Arrowhead. This is only the first time since the 5th game of the season Kimberly's been behind. They trailed Appleton North before rallying to take a 35-28 win back there. But Arrowhead's been able to exploit what a lot of people feel is Kimberly's weakness. That's their secondary. We talked before the game, they had to rebuild this defense with 11 new players. Well, the feeling is you can go at their Achilles in the secondary. Duranzo's attacked that way. Kimberly's countered that by trying to control the ball, and they've done so effectively. Time of possession shows it's 2-1 in Kimberly's favor, yet they trail in the game. But again, these are two heavyweights, Ali, Frazier. Who knows who's going to win, but boy, it's fun to watch.
It has been a lot of fun to watch, and as much as we talk about Arrowhead's offense, Johnny Duranzo, the number of receivers that he's gotten involved, they really got a big spark from their special teams and their defense, the sack, setting up that blocked punt, and then the short score. How has that sparked Arrowhead here, especially in the second quarter?
Well, that was a big play in the game, to be sure. And again, it hasn't been characteristic of Kimberly in their 41-game winning streak. A lot of penalties stalled their offense. Then they make the special team error. Again, credit certainly Arrowhead for making the play. But that was a game-changing play. And a lot of times in these heavyweight matchups, it is a play with the special teams that turns things around and is a deciding factor.
Well, it has certainly been a great half. If the second half is anything like what we just saw, we are in for a great night. There is just one half remaining here in the WIAA football season. The snowflakes are falling just as we expected. It should be a great second half. Bob Brainerd and Scott Nelson will bring you the second half. Kickoff is just minutes away.
Welcome back to the camp here in Madison. There's your score at the half of this Division I state championship bout. 27-21 Arrowhead over Kimberly. You saw Kimberly even still out on the football field, Scott, at halftime when Sophia and Brof were chatting it up. So I don't think Steve Jones wanted his guys to get too comfy, cozy, and warm. I think he wanted them out on the field to think about this at the half, and what a first half it was. We'll take this team by team. The Papermakers made big plays. Blair Mulholland, in particular, started off with a 40-yard run, and how do you top that? Well, you come back the next time and do this.
Yeah, I still don't know how he got this. A lot of red jerseys around me, spins out of it, just hand tackles, and he's going to break those every time. And then the speed, and again, great effort downfield, blocking for him. Jordan Jansen leading the way.
And then Jansen gets in the act as we went back and forth on the scoreboard. Look at the catch by Jansen and sneaks it around the pylon. But here's what Arrowhead did. They moved it downfield on a great run by Duranzo. Bastine cashed it in. Perrette fields it, makes the catch. Duranzo pushes in for a touchdown. And then this one, just a backbreaker right before the half, fielding it for a wide open touchdown catch, Jake Hauer, and that's where we are. 27-21 at the half. You look at the yardage, and one team has the advantage in one category, another in a different category. So that's what you kind of expect, because all the big plays that have been out there have been the result of each one taking advantage. The offense is taking advantage of what the defense gives up.
Yeah, Kimberly's sustained drives a little bit longer. Arrowhead's been a little bit more quick strike, but both these teams have answered the call. Every time your opponent has got something, you've come back. That's why we got such a great game in the first half. I'm looking for a lot more here in the second. Some great athletes. good coaches, great game plans. It ought to be a heck of a finish.
If you touch that remote and change the channel,
crazy,
you're in trouble. Second half is just around the corner. Division I state championship here in Madison, 27-21. Arrowhead leading Kimberly at the break.
The 2015 WIAA State Football Tournament on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, Refuel with chocolate milk, and by Rural Mutual Insurance Company, protecting what we value in Wisconsin for over 80 years.
Store in the second half after a wild first half of football. 27-21 as the snowflakes begin to fall, setting the stage for the second half of this D1 state championship. Welcome back to Madison. That has to go down as one of the all-time best first halves of football here at the state championship. Arrowhead in front, 27-21. Warhawks will get the football to start the second half of this one. And Mother Nature, Scott, just couldn't hold off the white stuff until we got out of here. Yeah, I know.
It was close. I'm sure these fans and players don't mind one bit.
Last half of football in 2015 for everyone. Perrette is deep, among others, for the Warhawks. Short kick. They won't let Perrette touch it. It'll be Jones instead. Runs parallel on the 30-yard line, then heads upfield to get 7 more. Johnny Duranzo, we talked about what Steve Jones of Kimberly said. We got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. He's looked pretty comfortable so far.
And he's had guys getting open for him. A great job by their offensive line, led by Bredesen, to protect him. And that's the biggest thing. And if he's got time to throw that way, Kimberly is good, but defenses will break down no matter how good you are. And if you give a quarterback time, he'll either hurt you with his legs or he'll find an open receiver and be spot on with the throw.
And good credit, too, to sophomore center DJ Dean. He beat out a senior to snap the football this year. He has kept that middle clogged up. Bastine on the carry, off the right side, and out to the 42-yard line.
A little tempo here right now for Arrowhead. Get back on the ball real quick.
We're supposed to sing Silent Night, or what do we do here when the cell phones are like that? Quick hitter. They go quick. Catch is made, and Perrette is gone. Touchdown, Warhawks. Let's see, that took 2 plays. And about 30 seconds. Yeah. This is just ridiculous.
That is amazing, and a great job again. When you buy some time for your quarterback, Johnny Duranzo, talented quarterback. You look at Justin Perrette, outstanding job on the reception. 58 yards later, in the blink of an eye, it's a touchdown. A missed tackle as you get over to the top side. Receivers will cut back, running backs will cut back underneath, making it look way too easy. But again, that up tempo, really quick out of the chute, trying to knock them while they can. Great job of getting down the field and finding the receiver on the boundary. Beautiful throw, great run after the catch.
Now it looks like they're going to go for 2 here. They were late getting a lineman out there, and Duranzo was pleading with the sidelines to get a body out here. Going to go for 2 to try to make up the missed PAT and make it 35-21. Bastine flanked to his left. Duranzo pitches. Bastine. He's in for 2. 35-21. Arrowhead, quick strike out of the locker room. And we'll step aside because once again, we got to catch our breath. The Warhawks got to catch their breath. The fans need a break. Do not go away. D1 State Championship getting wild and crazy here in Madison. 35 points for Arrowhead. That's the most points surrendered by Kimberly all season long. And we got another half of football to go. And Johnny Duranzo, maybe we call him Johnny Football. He's rewriting the D1 record book, Scott.
Yeah, he's awfully close on a couple. His most passing yards record right now is 250. He's 28 yards off of that. Also, he ties himself, along with a couple other guys, 3 touchdown passes in a single game. He did that in 2013. He's got 3 already right now. Crazy.
John Mack launches this one. Mulholland will get it at the 3. Dangerous return man. Mulholland has an opening. And then draws an audience at the 30-yard line. And everyone keeps tackling and keeps grabbing and pulling until they hear the whistle as the snow right on cue kicks in a little heavier now here in the third quarter.
Mulholland is a threat, as you said, as a running back, receiver, return man. Anytime that he touches the ball, he's around it. That way he's got a chance to take it the distance.
You saw Neil Brunner, when it was all said and done, there was a penalty flag. Illegal block in the back on Kimberly, so that'll march him backwards. Instead of the 30, it'll be the 20-yard line. Well, this Kimberly team, they lost 19 of their 22 starters from their state championship team from a year ago. Now, nobody goes boo-hoo because next man up, still a lot of talent, including Vandeboom, who stepped in to take the reins as starting quarterback. And you still had Mulholland.
Right.
But on the defensive side, they lost all 11 starters. It's a brand new group. Mulholland gets the carry here. And again on the cutback, he picks up 5 at the 25. That being said, Scott, they've done a good job. Now, they've also been able to lean on this high-octane offense,
right,
which you talked about the video game numbers that they have posted. So the Kimberly defense, they've had that to lean on. In this game against Arrowhead, well, they have been run over for 35 points so far.
When I talk with people about Arrowhead, what did you see during the course of the season? They said they can be really, really good. Really, really good. And there can be other times where you scratch your head because one play is so different than the other. Well, they came in today. They gave up a little bit with Kimberly early, but they answered. And they've been in this thing ever since. They have not let off the gas. Kimberly has not let off the gas. You look at this knockout, drag-out kind of rock'em sock'em fight, and guys are answering the bell. Now, Kimberly showed a little chink in the armor with some penalties and some miscues that way, and Arrowhead has taken advantage of that. I would like to see, can Kimberly overcome that, because they haven't really been challenged that way all year.
Third down play, Mulholland trying to get the first down, and they push him out of bounds. Warhawks defense would not let Blair Mulholland get turned around. Harvey was there, along with Teddy Orlando.
Good coaching, good fundamentals, trusting what you see, and then the kids executing as they continue to press upfield. Watch them just string it out, taking good angles, tracking the running back, delivering a punch, trusting yourself that your teammates are going to be there. Can I count on you? Because you can count on me, and working together as an entire unit.
And John Mack was in the mix as well. Boy, this one just barely got off, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Kimberly. And so Arrowhead in great shape to tack on more points, already up plus 14 on the scoreboard. And the momentum, boy, in the first half, Scott, you couldn't gauge momentum because one team would have it, and about a minute later, the next team got it right back, but Arrowhead certainly has it now.
Some more record that might be falling or likely did here. So Justin Perrette has 4 catches, 120 yards, 2 TDs. The old record that he broke, Ryan Finko, also of Arrowhead, had 113 yards. He also has tied the 2 receiving reception record that you're looking at like, are you kidding me? I mean, we're going to run out of paper with all these notes.
Duranzo on the straight ahead keeper that time. Gain of about 2. It's been going so fast and furious here that that last drive, if you will, was only 2 plays, 63 yards, and it did take just 30 seconds until they were in the end zone once again.
You gotta love this. This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Greg Malling, though, he's chewing antacid tablets here because he knows that Kimberly is not dead yet. Duranzo calls his own number again to the 39-yard line. Closer here, making it 3rd down and 4. Yeah, these teams are just, I mean, they're kindred spirits. They know each other so well from championship play, and they both act the same on and off the field. And both Greg Mulling and Steve Jones, they talked about Sophia touchdown in the open. They know that there's pressure. It comes with all the winning. Everyone in the communities expects you to keep on winning. Duranzo to Jones, and he makes the catch to the 31-yard line. Drive alive, 1st down Warhawks.
And even though people on the outside expect you to win it, it's a matter of what happens inside the locker room with your team in practice and guys building a relationship and going to battle with one another that way, that, you know, hey, we understand that this is an expectation. Nobody expects more out of this team than the guys themselves. And a great catch, great concentration, and players are stepping up here, making some big plays for both teams.
Are they ever? 31-yard line, 1st and 10, Duranzo again. Quarterback draw, he slips into the secondary, and Duranzo might mark him just a yard shy, but Johnny Duranzo, and these are safe runs, Scott.
Yeah, very much so. You got an offensive line getting down their double teams, lead block with a running back. You've cracked down in with the wide receiver. Yeah, very safe ball control. Good drive here, winding some clock. Feeling pretty comfortable about yourself right now. And the game plan that they're executing, they're doing really, really well.
They need a yard. They'll get that and then some. Quick burst off the left side. They hand it off to 34. Yeah, Zach Hastings, a sophomore. Well, you got all these bodies. You know, you
might as well use them. Yeah.
Use them. I mean, everyone's suited up.
Well, and you talk about these programs and the history that they have, and that's part of how they continue to reload every single year. They get play action or playing time in live action here at the state championship game.
Jet sweep. Trying to get to the edge. Jones is wrapped up at the 12-yard line. The seniors on this Arrowhead team are playing in their 55th football game, Scott. If you go just on 9 weeks of the regular season, that means they have played now in 19 extra games. That's like a couple more seasons of football.
Well, when you come back to back to back, you know, state championships and things that way, that yeah, you're playing an extra 4 or 5 games each and every year right in there alone. And now that they've been here at the state championship, they won the 2 in a row. They came last year and they lost to Kimberly. Now they're back again. Yeah, that's exciting, and it's fun as fans, and it's fun as the players, and it kind of becomes an expectation. It was funny, I think, yesterday when Bob Highland from St. Mary Springs, somebody asked him in a press conference and said, what do you think about coming back here? He goes, well, we just schedule it every single year.
Yeah, that's kind of the way these two go. That's kind of the deal here.
Yeah.
With Kimberly and Arrowhead, 3rd down and a long one here to move the chains one more time and set up 1st and goal. Duranzo on the cutback. They just lean into the pile at the 5, and that should be enough, and it is. Thought about maybe pitching to Bastine. That option was available, and then Johnny just said, I'll take care of business.
Well, he saw a little flash of White out to the outside edge. Instead of taking a chance of maybe a wild pitch, ball getting on the ground, just tuck it, get upfield. Moving off to the left-hand side of Bredesen, I think that was a good choice.
Duranzo, he was the leading rusher in the 2012 state title game, and he's picking his spots and picking them wisely here when he rushes the football. He will here, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Johnny Duranzo wanted to pass, decided to run. Good choice, and it's 41-21 Arrowhead.
Watching that play develop, I think the pass action was just a ploy. I think it was going to be a quarterback design run the entire way. He looks, he plants, and he looks down to see where things are at. Reminds me a lot of John Stocco, Wisconsin against Michigan a number of years ago.
Yep.
Quarterback keeper, get up there, punch it in for the touchdown. Nice play call at the right time, thinking pass on the outside edge, parting of the Red Sea, and off he goes.
Extra point is boomed through by John Mack. Duranzo rolling up the big-time numbers again. Senior QB leading the way, leading the charge, and leading his team back into the end zone. 42-21 Arrowhead. you know Arrowhead, they're smiling over there, but no big ear-to-ear grins because they know who's on the other side of the football field. They know this football game is not over. But what an impressive way to start the second half and expound their lead. 6 touchdowns on the last 7 possessions. They've been getting it done, and Scott, they're taking it right at the papermakers and winning the war.
Yeah, they are physical up front, owning the line of scrimmage in the run game and protecting Duranzo in the pass game. He's got 1 incomplete pass on the day, just 1 for 230 yards and 3 TDs.
Short kick, Mulholland runs in on a bounce. It's still loose at the 10. Mulholland escapability, flags fly, and Mulholland still not down on the ground. And finally goes down to 12.
Flag is going to be a block in the back on the return. As he goes across the field, Kimberly player is tracking one of the coverage guys for Arrowhead and hits him on the side, but just too much in the backward. Official on both sides of it saw it, so legal block in the back.
And you're seeing something that is very uncommon for Kimberly, winners of the last 41 football games in a row. A little frustration,
yep,
but it's their own doing.
Yep, they've done that. You're right, done that to themselves. Just haven't been able to sustain some things like they did in the first half here. We're 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter yet, so plenty of time as quick as they can strike. Having Mulholland is always a threat, but again, a little chink in the armor. They're kind of looking at each other, not used to this feeling.
Right.
As much as they've dominated teams over the last few years, this is something new for them, and this is where the coaches need to rally these guys, get them together, get their mind right, give them the ammunition that they need.
Pushed back to the 4-yard line. Vandenboom standing in his own end zone. Some breathing room there as Mulholland escapes the arm tackle of Nate Schultz. Schultz thought he had him at the pads and couldn't bring him down.
Good core strength of pulling out of that hand tackle, and you're right, I think he did think he had him, and he's like, how the heck did he get out of that? That's just the talent that he has, and it's not going to be denied. Good, hard, strong runner.
And another reason, Scott, Mulholland's a wrestler, and a good one. He's got that built-in strength from that quote-unquote other sport. 2nd and 5 for Mulholland, up and over 200 yards, nothing new for him. Gets the carry here. And should have enough of the first down right at the 14. He does.
They've run that play a couple different times where they come off the left edge, but they pull both guards, and he just tucks in behind both of them. The speed that he has, the backside typically cannot get to him. So he follows those 2 big bodies. They seal off the wall inside. He has 1 kick-out block from his tight end and gets some nice chunks of yards.
1st and 10, Papermakers, 14-yard line. A little more room to operate here after starting out at the 4. Pressure coming from the edge. Vandenboom gets it off. And a quick hitter to Mulholland straight ahead. You know, it's interesting. Arrowhead, a 3 seed when the brackets came out. A 3 seed for a 1-loss football team. They lost to Muskego on the road in week 9, the regular season finale. Lost to Duranzo in that football game as well. And was there a little chip on their shoulders being a 3 seed? Yeah,
I would guess.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you look at the division or the bracket portion that they were in. Oconomowoc was undefeated, won their conference. Rightfully probably got the #1 seed.
Vandenboom takes a strike over the middle, and it's caught. First down and then some, and undeniable.
Keegan Downham.
Yeah.
Wow. Showing some strength.
The big fullback out of the backfield. And once he gets this football, he refuses to go down without a fight.
Just a little quick pop. He wheels around the outside and gets upfield and gets some space, and then just some strength. Again, not going to be denied. A lot of fun. You see, hear the crowd get up out of their feet a little bit. Something exciting or something to get excited about for them. And now can they sustain this?
Draw to Mulholland. 47-yard line. What you don't see here, down 21, is Kimberly pushing the issue and taking Mulholland out of the equation here. They're still trying to mix it up here.
Right.
And they know, and we've seen, that Blair Mulholland can take it in one play and get a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a matter of maybe 1 or 2 broken tackles, and he can take it the distance. So, yeah, that can change in a hurry.
That's as good as a pass play if you're Kimberly. 2nd and 6 here. Under 3 to go in the third. Vandenboom. And Jansen makes the catch. Penalty flag. It'll probably be interference, so the catch will stay. Once again, that battle, Antonio Jose Ramos and Jordan Jansen, mano a mano.
Yeah, it's size, it's speed, it's ability from both of them. Just competing for the football. Beautifully thrown football, up and over the top, high. You watch your young receiver, even though he's a senior, receiver go up and get the football at the high point. Awfully hard as a defensive back to go up and knock that out. If you turn and make a play on the ball, great, like you did earlier in the end zone. That's how you need to play that. That time he never got turned around, got up into his face, but great concentration on the outside edge.
Penalty was interference. They declined that. Take the ball at the 26-yard line, and a timeout called by Arrowhead on the field. Still up by 21, but they want to talk about it, try to keep it that way. 42-21 our score. Kimberly with the football on the move. It's like a holiday card, isn't it, Scott? Everyone's got the
That's
beanies
a pretty
on.
picture,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know. Happy holidays, everybody, from
I'm not
everyone
ready
here
for
in
that
Madison.
yet.
No. Grumble, Scrooge. 1st and 10, 26-yard line. Mulholland. Big burst straight ahead to the 18. Gain of 8. Mulholland adds more to his rushing total. Now at 223 yards rushing. Vandenboom, he's thrown the ball for 173, and Jansen has caught it for 77 on 6 catches.
Yeah, and you've got 21 points, and you think, hey, we're feeling pretty good, and yet you find yourself down 21. That's just insane.
2nd and 3. Mulholland bashes into that defensive front. Going to be about a yard shy at the 17. 3rd and 1 awaits.
These teams have not given up on what got them here. They're playing aggressive football, hard-nosed, smash mouth at the point of attack down to the line of scrimmage. They're not going to back away from that, but they will challenge one another that way. You look at the guy next to you, look at the guy across from you, you know it's going to be some great competition every single snap.
3rd and 1 for the Makers. Vandenboom. Too much. And it's 4th down. It was intended for Keegan Downham. They faked it to Mulholland, try to get everybody to bite, but the pass a little too hot to handle.
A little too hot, a little too high, and lucky that number 7 for Arrowhead, Harvey, who we've called a number of different times, making some plays in the backfield, in the pass game, didn't come up with a big interception.
4th and 1 for Kimberly. Mulholland got the first down. Mulholland got the touchdown. Closing the gap. Paper Makers still alive and kicking. PAT is on the way.
Kicking is right. They are not going to go away easy at all. 16-yard scamper, needing just one. Guys out in front, just creating the seam. Outstanding job, lead blocking. And then Mulholland finishing strong after a 10-play, 96-yard drive, 4:18 on the clock.
Yeah, started way back at the 4 after the penalty on the kickoff. Kick is good, 42-28. Down 2 scores are the defending state champs. One more look. He needed one. He got more than that.
Yeah, got more than that. Guys getting out front. And again, it's not big punishing blocks. They're just getting in the way and allowing him to work in behind, set up blocks, and then at the tail end here, knows where he has to get to, and awfully scary as you go high. I always like to see guys just lower the shoulder and drive across the goal line, but you got 3 guys out front. Wrecking ball, steamroller, whatever you want to call it, just a road grader clearing the path for Mulholland to take it the distance.
Impressive drive, needed drive by Kimberly. I mean, if this falters anywhere along the way, Scott, then you're in big trouble, because late stages of the 3rd, down 3 scores, even high-octane team like this might have trouble making up that much ground, but certainly still in this one, down 42-28.
That 4-minute 18 or 4-minute 18-second drive is the longest for both teams in this entire game.
Oh, I believe that.
I think as the games progress, we've dropped from maybe 2.5 minutes down to 2 minutes, and that just skewed the whole average.
Ground ball up the middle. Bastine will take it again. He's been busy on kick return duty. And gets slammed down to the turf at the 36-yard line.
Kimberly crowd happy with that coverage, and yet if I'm Arrowhead, I'm real happy because I'm sitting at the 36-yard line. That's great field position to start this drive.
So now the Onyx back to the Arrowhead offense, which has been so explosive here, especially in the second half. What they need is to get that breathing room once again.
Right.
And even 21 isn't a lot against Kimberly, but it feels a lot better to go up 3 scores when you head into the fourth quarter.
And you're looking at a Kimberly team that just scored, that now has some momentum. Defense sprinted out on the field, a little bit more sense of urgency and electricity out on the field on their side.
Straight ahead draw play to Bastine. Gain of a couple to the 38-yard line. Yeah, they won't lay off the gas pedal offensively here. They know they still have to be aggressive, and they've been successful being aggressive.
Sure have.
2nd and 8. Duranzo asks for it, gets it. Being aggressive here. Catch is made. Perrette again. I don't know if the youngsters remember Willie Mays or not, but this is like, well,
wow.
pick your center fielder in baseball. He just turns around and Duranzo dumps it in his lap.
Well, this time Parker's shoe on the coverage just let him burn up his cushion way too fast, got late on the break, and then as fast as Justin Perrette is, that was an easy catch. That one was right in the breadbasket, unlike the other ones were up over the top of his head.
Yeah, a little less dramatic, but Bastine gets the carry here to the 15.
Same effect. Wow, huge play.
After the win over Franklin, which was a thriller as well a week ago, I talked to Justin Perrette, and he talked about the connection that he has with Johnny Duranzo, and that's why he's able to make those catches. He knows that Johnny will put it right on the money, and Duranzo understands that Perrette will find a way to get the football. Third quarter is in the books. Fourth quarter awaits. 42-28. Arrowhead trying to knock off the 41-game win streak of Kimberly and reclaim the crown back to Heartland. It's a marshmallow world in the winter when the snow.
Can you turn my mic down?
No.
Or at least my earpieces?
Need Dean Martin to step in here to set the stage. Fourth quarter of the D1 state championship in the snow. And Johnny Duranzo, talked about him getting set to rewrite the record book. He has 275 yards of total yards through the air. That's a new record in Division I. Fourth quarter, Bastine gets the carry to start it off to the 13. And we were wondering, Scott, after Kimberly gets the touchdown going forward on fourth down, how would the Arrowhead offense respond? The same way they have responded here in this football
game long. Yeah, just bring it on. Let's go.
3rd and 6 now to keep this drive alive if they want to try to punch it into the end zone. Got to get to the 7-yard line. Oh, look out. They gave it to Jones. No, it's still Duranzo. I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
And Johnny was, I don't know if he was looking back to get rid of it or just trying to regain the handle on it.
Yeah. I think he was looking to make a pitch on an option, and at the last second he realized there's nobody back there to go, and thankfully, lucky for him, is he caught his own pitch, because if he doesn't do that, look out. You talk about a quick strike for Kimberly. Huge change there as Matt comes on to try the field goal.
They'll set it down at the 24. 34-yard attempt. Duranzo will set it down to go up 17. Nope, won't get there. Someone got a piece of it for Kimberly. And the Papermakers dodge a bullet. 2-score game. And John Mack just never got anything underneath this. Got no elevation.
Yep. Good pressure up front. Again, Kimberly starting to believe momentum's coming back to their side. Weathered the storm. Yeah, down 21, but you get a score right at the end of to pull it within 14. And now you're sitting here going, hey, okay, we can do this. We got to come up with a big play. You get a stop. You get a missed field goal. That helps. You line up at the 20-yard line. You know you got a quick strike offense. Stay true to the course. Trust what you see. Believe in yourself. Believe in one another. And let's go. Let's get after this thing. We got an opportunity. Let's take advantage of it.
Mulholland grabs it from Vanden Boom. Pickup of 7. That drive for Arrowhead, it was another quickie. 5 plays, 47 yards, just over a minute, but nothing to show for it. And while you were away, taking a break between quarters, Steve Jones, his defense, which got picked on again by Duranzo, right. They were walking, heads were down as they were getting ready to switch sides, and Steve Jones rallied them, got in everyone's face, and told them to get back over into the huddle and get ready to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, don't hang your heads. Let's go. You got plenty of time here, fellas. We just got to come up and make a play, and we've done it all year. We just got to step up in the biggest stage.
Vanden Boom steps up, and Jansen, incomplete, overshot his receiver. Sideline looking for a penalty flag. There is none and shouldn't be.
Yeah, just got their feet tangled up, both trying to make a play on the football. Nothing wrong with that. You look on the other side, that happens on the Arrowhead side, they're cheering. It happens on the Kimberly side, that happens, they want the flag.
So to be 3rd down and 3.
A couple guys very active for Arrowhead. We've called their name an awful lot. Harvey being one, Ramos being the other. Harvey has 9 tackles, Ramos 8 on the day. Very, very active ball players.
Mulholland string it out, and Arrowhead responds. Tackle for a loss. Colin Thiel, their leading tackler, was in there. Alex Panos as well. 4th down decision for Kimberly.
Those guys get the credit on the tackle. Great pursuit on their edge. The guy that really forces the play back to the inside, number 3, Teddy Orlando, coming from the cornerback position, recognizes it, shoots at a sharp angle, doesn't allow Mulholland to get outside him. That's where they belly back in to where those pursuit of those linebackers are coming from. Really good team defense.
4th and 3, and if Kimberly doesn't convert, you're handing the Warhawks the football in dangerous territory, in your own territory. Timeout by Arrowhead. They know how critical it is. Greg Malling and company trying to get a huge stop here, get the football back to their explosive offense. One more look at Arrowhead, and the D rising to the occasion, setting up 4th down when we return. As good as this offense is, with Blair Mulholland in the backfield, dangerous spot here.
Yes.
But down 14. But if you got to roll the dice here if you're Steve Jones, and he will. But if you don't convert here, you're handing it back to John Duranzo at the 27-yard line.
Yep, and you got to trust that the guys are going to take advantage of the situation here and really fire out, do what they can do. I wouldn't be surprised you see a little play action, misdirection, try and leak somebody out the backside.
Mulholland, he got it. Moved the chains out to the 32-yard line.
Well, they didn't go backside. They've shifted 2 guys in behind the tight end, the tackle, and the guard. They shoot those gaps, just outnumber the defense there, and Mulholland picks his way through a small seam to move this change. Hey, that's just hard-nosed, smash-mouth football, and Kimberly got it done.
Boy, poor Mrs. Mulholland. Going to have to launder that jersey. That's just a mess.
Well, you said he's a wrestler. I'm sure for that he doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, this is nothing.
1st and 10, 32-yard line. Vanden Boom looking downfield, and down he goes. Sacked by number 39, Jake Powell. They move Powell around from that defensive line spot, give him different looks, different angles. He found the right angle here.
Well, and he got a little help from Vanden Boom, who saw that, saw him coming at him, and panicked a little bit. Actually ran right at him instead of trying to step up into the pocket, buy some time. But pressure on Vanden Boom throughout the course of the day. He's got a little shorter clock. outstanding job of getting up the field by Powell and really good form tackle out in space.
Back to Mulholland on the ground. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage once again, 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
As we tick under 8 minutes now here, Bob, this is a time where Kimberly has to start thinking about clock management. How do we utilize that as we start going here? We've got 3 timeouts yet still remaining. We got a little sense of urgency here. We don't want to panic. We don't want to get in rush mode. But we got to make sure that we're well aware of how much time is ticking off the clock.
3rd and 9 for the Makers. Jansen in motion. Vandenboom. He'll square up. He'll fire and completes it. 41-yard line. And Jansen, I think he came up a yard short. They'll give him the progress, but still a yard short. So 4th and 1 for Kimberly. And we got a Warhawk who is down back at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he called for somebody right away. He looks kind of bent funny. I don't know if his arm is tucked underneath or what happened there, but not good. But a great throw, moving the pocket, sliding it to the outside edge. Nice catch. Good pursuit to knock him back short of the 1st down defensively. So both teams getting things done.
That was Alex Panos, who went from pancaked and popped right up.
They're asking him if he's okay. Yeah, I'm fine now. And
that's what a Panos does, right?
I think he's got to come off the field though right now.
Yeah.
He can't be on the field for this one.
4th and 1. Now the defense was on the sideline, and Kimberly jumped out there, the officials, and Steve Jones says, why don't you let us snap the football?
Get off the ball, right.
Mulholland, penalty flags fly. He's pushed back, he's short.
Flag at the middle of the field, though.
We'll check the marker. Steve Jones is livid that his guys were ready.
Looks like Arrowhead, if everybody's out there right now, there's 12 Arrowhead ball players out there.
And that, if that's the case, will be a break for Mulholland, who was stopped short. Yep. So 1st down, Kimberly. But you go back to the play. It's not a timeout. Panos was running off. The defense was on the sideline huddling up with their defensive coordinator, and Kimberly said, hey, we're ready to go. Let's run the play.
Not a timeout, just a dead ball for the injured player. And if they blew the whistle, then you can't stand over the ball. You got to get out of the way. And one official just went over the ball.
Take a look. Again, look where Arrowhead is, and look where Kimberly says, we're ready to go. Why aren't you?
And you see the official standing over the ball until he moves or until the head official goes. He's got to step out of the way. And then you take a look at the number of red jerseys, 12 guys on the field. Nice job by the officials to recognize that in a panic situation.
44-yard line of Arrowhead. 1st and 10, Kimberly. Vandenboom sets up. And that one incomplete. Knocked away nicely by Teddy Orlando.
Orlando taking it out of Jordan Jansen. Good job on the slant route, kind of coming underneath. He's pleading his case for interference. I don't think there's interference. It's just a good break underneath the wide receiver.
Orlando, defensive back, but he's like a linebacker. He's got that toughness, and they'll sneak him and cheat him up to sometimes play with the backers. 2nd and 10, Kimberly. Mulholland flanked to the left of Vandenboom. Now to the right. Danny to the air. Incomplete. Mulholland was on the backside of the defense, and Vandenboom tried to drop it in there. If it's in stride, that's 6 for 6.
Yeah, we saw that in the 1st half where he leaked out of the backfield and he was completely uncovered. This time, Arrowhead drops back in coverage. He's got to float it up and over 3 or 4 red jerseys. If he takes it just a little bit further, he's got a chance of making the reception and getting the 6 points.
Yeah, Mulholland, if he gets that in stride, is gone again. Now 3rd and 10 from the 44. Vandenboom, pressure, escapes, somehow gets it off. Catch is made for a 1st down. Greninger helps his QB out. and somehow Vandenboom hangs in the pocket and gets rid of this football in the nick of time.
And Mulholland, who is in on the pass protection, gets driven back off the left-hand side. Watch him set up. He gets in there, and then boom, he gets whipped around, or gets leg whipped as he's trying to set up for a block. But you're right, Vandenboom's extending that play as he's going, delivering the ball down to big number 11, Greninger. Outstanding job.
Over the middle, and it's intercepted. Penalty flags fly. It's picked off by John Mack for the moment.
Whistle blows it dead. They're going to get pass interference, I think, as Jordan's trying to go up over the top. Jordan Jansen make the reception. He gets knocked down before the ball is even close to him.
Neil Brunner gets the word, and the word is pass interference.
You talk about two big plays. Those are two big penalties. 12 men on the field to sustain a drive. Now this pass interference call, moving it down even closer as Kimberly needs some help along the way. Yeah, there's no doubt that was pass interference. He's trying to make a break to the ball. He gets tripped up.
And that's right where Vandenboom was throwing.
Yep.
His receiver never had a chance to get there. So the drive continues for Kimberly. 16-yard line, 1st and 10, Papermakers. Vandenboom got the low snap, comes back to Mulholland with blockers in front. He slips and falls. And you wonder if, it's not turf monster. Maybe the snow, it's not piling up, but it's starting to accumulate a little bit.
A little slick, but great play call going to the backside with just a little slip screen out the weak side. And Blair just needs to trust himself and guys out in front of him. And get to the edge, get to the boundary, and just use your speed. He tries to cut back to the inside. And when he plants here, just a little slickness, a little slip, onto the turf he goes.
Vandenboom fires a rocket. Jansen reels it in and takes it in for the touchdown. Number 10 would not be denied. And a point after from making this a 7-point football game once again.
Without a doubt, not denied. Again, slant route, little in route coming in. And after the catch, so that's what's important here. He comes in, just a little dig coming in, and watch here. He stopped. He squats down like we've seen Mulholland do a couple times. Uses that core and that leg strength to push across the goal line for the 6.
Orlando was on him. Couldn't make the tackle at the 1. Into the end zone. Jansen goes once again. 42-35. You had a feeling after the first half, and even with the big lead that Arrowhead got, this one would come down to the 4th quarter.
Good protection. Outside linebackers, inside linebackers need to get their drops. They got sucked up with a little play action towards the line of scrimmage that opened up the seam and finished off with a big touchdown from Jordan Jansen. 12-play, 80-yard drive, 4:59 off the clock. Here they sit now within 1 score with 5:40 on the clock. And again, quick strike offenses, be careful. You got to play good, sound, fundamental defense, sure tackles. And Arrowhead needs to stay in bounds to wind the clock, force them to use timeouts and burn this thing out.
There's the drive that Scott mentioned, and the second TD reception of the night for Jansen. Jansen came into the evening just under 1,400 yards receiving, which is 1st in the entire state, and now has 17 touchdown catches. The 15 he started with was 2nd in the state. Don't go away. Kimberly back within 7, the heart of a champion. You knew they wouldn't roll over and die down 21.
Sometimes just that slight encouragement, as you call it, from Coach Jones is all you need.
Onside kick. Kimberly got the football back.
Officials running in. I'm watching where he's coming in to mark, and it is past the 10-yard line or 10-yard mark where they need to go for that to be a legal recovery. Heck of a play call. Unfortunate for Arrowhead that you didn't see that. Always watch the ball being kicked. Watch the ball being kicked. Great call by Steve Jones and for that kick coverage unit execution to a T.
Adam Stage is the kicker, and he rolled it for 11 yards. And then look at that. Nothing but white shirts surround it. Recovered by Charlie Biolo.
Vandenboom on the day, 15 of 27, 209 yards. Jordan Jansen, you were just talking about, 8 receptions, 92 yards. That touchdown.
Here we go again. 1st and 10 from the 49. Mulholland, look out. Tripped up at the 40. They'll mark him at the 38 for a 1st down.
Well, that sideline quiet during the 3rd quarter. Quiet. And here we sit, they start coming back. They're within a touchdown now. And that onside kick, this place is electric.
Warhawks shuttling bodies in. Trying to get a stop. 1st and 10. 38. Mulholland again. Mulholland won't go down without a fight to the 25. Another 1st down.
And I'm not sure how he was able to get through there. Arrowhead shifted some guys around. You got bodies coming in, but they line up. They slide to the left of the defense. Then they run a stunt into the area where Mulholland's going to run. He still finds a way to get 10 yards plus.
Mulholland again. This time Arrowhead answers to the 24-yard line.
Well, feed the horse offensively. Just keep giving them the rock. You got plenty of time defensively. Arrowhead, you got to find a way. Somebody's got to step up and make a play. You get encouragement from the sideline. Dial up something a little bit different. Maybe run a little different blitz. You're not going to do anything too fancy. This is just man on man right now. And who's going to be able to hold up long enough to win this sucker?
You saw the difference in body language on the Papermaker sideline. It's changed for Arrowhead as well. Holding their breaths, up by 7. With lead blockers in front. Inside the 10, 1st and goal. Mulholland again.
Offensive line getting it done, pulling the guards again. We've seen that play over and over, and then he throwing 42. Keegan Downham, outstanding lead blocking, getting to the edge. There you see the 2 big linemen getting upfield, and then Mulholland's strength, power, and speed, moving the sticks inside for a 1st down, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 4 minutes left in this game. Man, I didn't think the first half maybe would be any better. This is exciting coming down to the 4th quarter.
Buckle your seatbelts. 1st and goal from the 8. It's Mulholland again. Into the pile for a couple. Second and goal.
So after that onside kick, if they're able to score here, how gutsy do you get? You go for 2, you go for 1 in the tie and play into overtime, or do you rally the guys and say, hey, we came here to win, what do you want to do? And let them buy into that and go at it for 2 or not.
Well, we don't get those high school head coach salaries to make those decisions. Second and goal from the 7. First things first, they need to get the 6. Mulholland shakes a tackle and gets blasted at the line of scrimmage. My goodness, what a hit by Matt Anderson. Jose Ramos was in the mix as well. He even got shook up.
Yeah, that was a big-time hit right there. And not a dirty hit, not going head-to-head. And that's just a great form tackle, full-speed collision.
Shook it there. Yeah, and on the that was Jose Ramos on the backside. Matt Anderson grabs him low here. And then kaboom.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Arrowhead, they know all too well that's what it takes to bring number 6 down.
Yeah, and they haven't done a whole lot of that. 38 attempts, 296 yards was the record. He's got 303 now in 40 attempts.
Third and goal from the 7. Long count. Fake the pitch. Throw it to Jansen. And he goes up and gets it for the touchdown. Jordan Jansen, his 3rd TD catch of the night.
Wow.
An extra point away from tying it up at 42. Remember, they were down 21.
I don't know how Vandenboom got that ball in there or how Jansen was able to go up high and get that. 2 guys covering right there. Perfect protection. Outstanding job. Again, going to the high point of attack to get that football and then keeping the feet in balance. That was an unbelievable throw and catch.
Critical here. It's good. We're tied. 42 apiece. Regardless of the outcome, this will go down as one of the best ever in Division I championship football history. Now it's a matter of who wants it,
right.
Scott.
The wave of emotions going high and low, and who can battle through long enough. Kimberly struggled, down 21 points. They get a touchdown, get another touchdown. They do the onside kick. You trust things as you go, and you obviously know that you earned your way here, so you deserve to be here. And these teams have given us a great, great Division I championship game. A lot of fun to be a part of. It's fun to watch these young men not quit and compete, because they're all fighting for the same thing, and that's to take the gold ball home tonight.
Third touchdown catch of the night for Jansen. Back-to-back TD catches to tie this football game up. And there's enough snow on.
You start to see the footprints.
Yeah, you can see the footprints.
That touchdown, 3 TDs, Division I record for Jansen. He's got 9 catches, 99 yards, but that 3 touchdowns, receptions that he has is a new record for D1. Lots of things falling here today.
Adams Stage to boot the football. Low line drive once again. Fielded by Bastine. And corralled and thrown out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Just under 3 minutes on that last drive after the onside kick. 7 plays, 49 yards. Jansen the TD catch. Now you see the time. Arrowhead with the football. And Johnny Lorenzo. Can he lead his team down the field one more time? One timeout left, but you don't have to worry about that here. You've got plenty of time, and you've also got a pretty good kicker. He's going to be kicking into the elements if he gets a shot. But first things first, Arrowhead needs to move the football. 1st and 10 at the 38. Lorenzo looking around, bopping around, and down he goes. Tried to buy as much time as possible. Logan McCormick finally got him on the backside.
Coming from the backside, exactly right. And that's always a fear of a coach when you see a defensive player coming from the backside to punch the ball out. Duranzo heads up and keeping it high and tight to protect the rock.
That goes down as a sack. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Lorenzo. Again, nothing open downfield. Now he'll throw over the middle. Catch is dropped by Jones. He is as sure-handed as they come, and Tyler Jones just plain dropped it.
Well, here's where some of the emotions start coming into play. You know you need a big play like that, and young players, yeah, you get excited about things, and Jones did a great job. He was in a little curl route. Duranzo's struggling and moving around the pocket. He breaks towards the middle to an open seam. Duranzo was able to find him. Jones just couldn't haul it in.
3rd and 11. A floater tipped and knocked down, incomplete. Troy Argall climbs the ladder, knocks it down. And now 4th and 11, and here's a problem for Arrowhead. You punt the football, you left a ton of time left on the clock.
The way these drives have been going, 1:50, that's enough time for both teams to score.
Yeah, you bet. In Kimberly, all 3 timeouts in Steve Jones' back pocket. Parker Redmond will boot the football here for Arrowhead. There you see the deep man, Parker Shoe.
Careful of the snap here, too.
It's clean. Good kick by Redmond. Shoe backpedals. Ball's loose! And Shoe pounces on it at the 24. Be careful about everything, Scott.
My goodness.
My goodness.
My heart stopped, I think, on that.
But Kimberly will get the football. That one just went right through. But luckily, only white shirts were there as Shoe recovered it.
Well, beautiful punt to begin with, sends him back about another 5 yards, and as you're adjusting to that, it's awfully hard as the wind's swirling or the snowflakes are swirling down as you're running, getting in your helmet. You got to make sure that you pay attention and watch the point of the football, see where it's going to drop. It'll tell you where it's going, and went right through him. You're exactly right.
If you're just joining us, shame on you. But here's your score by quarters. Tied at 42. Mulholland with another burst. Getting better as the game progresses out to the 36-yard line.
84 points today in Division I is a new record. The old one was 71.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, go figure, huh?
Clock winds again. Under $1:30 to go in regulation. Back on the ground, Mulholland weaving his way into the secondary again, pushing the pile to the 45. He'll be a yard shy of the first down, and Steve Jones will burn the first of his 3 timeouts.
Smart, really smart, giving those guys a break. Good blocking. That offensive line is working right now for Mulholland and making his job look easy, and yet when he gets hit, he's carrying 2, 3, 4 yard guys for extra yardage, so he's working hard. Right now, all 11 on the field, competing, doing whatever they can, selling out on the field to make good things happen, and they're getting rewarded with big chunks of yards.
If you're wondering, and I am, Adam Stage, their kicker, 5 of 6 field goal attempts during the regular season. And again, he doesn't get a whole lot of tries because Kimberly puts it in the end zone so much.
Yeah.
But in the 6 tries, he's only missed once. What Steve Jones would love to do is get him close enough to at least get a, you want at least a shot before you concede and say,
right,
all right, overtime.
Right. And that's all the kids will ask for. Hey, just give us a chance. Give us something that we can do to execute, to give ourselves a chance, and let us go to work.
2nd and 1 at the 45-yard line. Mulholland gets it again. Left side. Over midfield into Arrowhead territory. First down, stops the clock. They move the chains to the 48-yard line. Winding in, winding down once again to the 1-minute mark. Vanden Boom. Mulholland again just bounces off the bodies, some of his own, some of the Warhawks.
It doesn't matter who's in his way, does it?
Yep.
Another timeout, Kimberly.
Their second, 1 remaining for Steve Jones. Greg Malling has 1. And so you can keep running Blair Mulholland, who only has 336. Well, he had 411 last week, Scott. I mean, and he had 6 touchdowns. He only got 3 here.
Average day for him.
Guys will get used to this weather, too. At South Dakota State, they'll have that, too. What a performance again for the senior. Now, again, 53 seconds left, 1 timeout. You can still go to Mulholland here. You can still run your offense,
right,
and still go to your bell cow in the backfield. But at some point, you're going to have to burn that timeout. You're going to have to be aware of the clock. And what about this guy, Jordan Jansen? 3 catches. Don't sleep on him. You know Arrowhead won't.
Yeah, you see what you get here on this play, and then maybe you dial something up a little bit different, some play action. You try and hit Jansen up and over the top, at least to get the first down.
2nd and 6 here. Vanden Boom looking that way, throws into traffic. It's Jansen with a catch at the 19.
He gets up limping a little bit. Huge, huge catch. Just talking about that, up and over the top, taking a chance on Jansen to go get it. Perfectly thrown up and over the top of the receivers, right between safeties and corners, coming to make a big hit. And Vanden Boom, under pressure, puts it spot on. Big time throw and catch.
1st and 10, Kimberly. Back to the ground, Mulholland. Stays low, ball security to the 14. Timeout, Steve Jones. Those are gone. 28 seconds left in regulation.
Well, now you got to start taking a chance to hit down into the end zone if you're going to throw, or you get to the outside edge, but you got to be real careful with how you do operate now, because time will click really, really fast, faster than you think it will, but you don't want to have that sense of panic. If you try and get in the air, get to the edge, you got to be careful of an interception. So now you start thinking, okay, let's set the ball up where we need to, get our field goal unit ready when we run the play. We'll run things down and get after it. That way it's set up for a game-winning field goal.
You got to believe they're going to look for Jordan Jansen. Be aware of Mulholland coming out of the backfield. We saw a lot of that in the first half of this one.
Yeah, Mulholland 44 carries, 336 yards on the day. Kimberly's offense, another record falls. Arrowhead 465. Kimberly's got 568 today.
And here's another record for receiving yards. Jordan Jansen has that. Chance for more. Chance to be the hero if Vandenboom can connect. He's rolling right. He throws. Knocked down by Harvey.
Oh, big players making big plays. He's shown up a number of times today. Big kid in the throwing lane, reading the quarterback's eyes, waiting for the time of the jump when the ball is thrown. Great reaction time to knock it down. Best thing for Kimberly, they got a little help stopping the clock.
Yep, 3rd and 6 now. And for the Warhawks, they need to stop. They want to force the field goal try here.
Yeah, field goal right now with field conditions that way as a kicker, be on the sideline, kicking into the net, getting your footing so you go out there feeling comfortable and confident that you can get it done.
Vandenboom gonna throw over the middle. It's tipped. It's still caught by Mulholland. He'll take it to the pylon. Did he get in? No, just shy. Just shy of the touchdown.
What a great effort. John Mack, the kicker for Arrowhead, comes up huge, knocking Mulholland out of bounds. Huge with him out of bounds. That's a big play. He gives yourself another opportunity to make a stop at the goal line. Nice play call, dialed up an inside slip screen. Mulholland gets to the edge. And watch at the end here. Watch Mack close and push him out of bounds. The right call short of the goal line.
My goodness. And that ball, did you see who tipped that? That was Ben Bredesen.
Yeah.
They put Bredesen in there, and he got a piece of it, and Mulholland still got it. Now, 14 seconds left. 1st and goal. No timeouts remaining. Arrowhead will burn their timeout. And Scott, this is eerie.
Yeah.
A week ago against Franklin,
right?
They went. The Sabres went over the middle. John Mack stopped the pass play at the 1-yard line,
right.
And then Franklin, going for the win, had a high snap, a direct snap to their running back, Gavin Beck.
Yep.
And that's how the game ended.
Game over. Yep.
Here we are again for the Warhawks at the 1-yard line.
And that's probably, I would guess, what coaches are. Hey, fellas, we've been here before. We know the good things can happen. We just got to take care of our business, making sure that we execute across the front with how we're supposed to. And if we do that, good things can happen. And on Kimberly's side, you've fought so hard to get back here, fellas. Don't let it slip away now. Finish the job.
Bredesen will truck back out there again for Arrowhead. He's number 74. His job is to try to clog, try to make the stop if Kimberly goes for the victory on the ground. If they don't get it, time more than likely will expire, and we'll have overtime. All right, here we go. 1st and goal from the 1. Mulholland in the backfield. Vandenboom to Mulholland. Squeezes in for the touchdown.
Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is incredible.
No words.
Wow, well, okay, you score here. You kick off. And don't forget Johnny Duranzo to Justin Perrette. What impact they've had on the game here tonight. Man, big-time players, both sides making huge plays. This has just been an unbelievable ball game.
Kick is good. 49-42, Kimberly. And Mulholland. The only difference between this and the Franklin game for Arrowhead was Franklin went for the win.
Right.
If Mulholland doesn't get in, at least Kimberly knew that they had life. And now they know they're 11 seconds away from another state championship.
Excitement, you see the emotion that they have now compared to where they were in the third quarter. Night and day difference. Arrowhead still trying to stay up. Fans are getting after it. It's been a whale of a ball game. Number of records have fallen here tonight.
All divisions, all 7. The old record for all-purpose yards was 335. Mulholland smashes that with 390 passing, rushing, including that last 1-yarder. He changed directions, Scott, on a dime. He saw where the opening was, knew where he needed to be.
Well, for me, play of the game, there's been a lot of plays of the game, but the one that was most important down 42-35 was that onside kick. And sitting there thinking, okay, 5.5 minutes left in the game, figuring something out. How do we do this and get it done? And caught Arrowhead sleeping.
This one belted up and over everyone into the end zone for the touchback.
I'm okay if I'm Arrowhead with that. No time comes off the clock. You come out and line up good field position with an opportunity.
So Duranzo, does he have a miracle in his back pocket? He's only got 1 timeout and only 11 seconds to work with on a slippery football field. Three-peat, moments away. If Kimberly can keep the scoreboard intact. Right at the bottom of your screen. Duranzo looking his way, dancing around, buying time, in and out of the hands of Jones, incomplete. 5 seconds left. And this may be it.
One chance, true victory formation defensively to keep everybody back. That doesn't mean you play soft. That just means you understand where they have to get ultimately for this to finish this ball game.
Kimberly, they've got players back at midfield at the 40-yard line. Duranzo to Perrette, and it's knocked away, incomplete. The clock expires, and it's over, and Kimberly, once again, state champions in dramatic fashion. I don't know if they scripted it this way, but it played out. In the end, they're still on top. And who'd have thunk it when they were down 21? Maybe that guy didn't lose faith, never lost confidence that they could find a way. A lot of respect with Greg Malling there. They respect each other. They respect each other's programs. And this was a true dogfight to the very end. But in the end, it's the paper makers who will take home another gold trophy. D2 state champs in 2007, 8, and 13. D1 last year. D1 once again in 2015, their 3rd in a row. Our Rural Mutual Insurance play of the game. There were so many, Scott, but we'll pick this one.
Yeah, Jordan Jansen again, perfectly thrown football. 2 guys on defense for Arrowhead, and Jordan Jansen going up high, getting the football. Big-time player, making big-time play. Just an outstanding performance by him tonight. Sets a reception or touchdown reception record. A lot of things happened here tonight. Johnny Duranzo and Perrette, and you look at those guys that have done such a good thing for those programs. Ben Bredesen getting in on defense. All sorts of things happening, and the guys stepping up. And in a game like this, it stinks that one team has to lose. But boy, what a thrill for us as fans and for us as announcers to be a part of a game like this.
We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll wrap up the 2015 WIAA State Football Championships. The 40th edition ends with a bang. 49-42, Kimberly over Arrowhead in Division I. Well, I need a lozenge, but excuse me, that is the least of anyone's worries. Great to be on the call with Scott Nelson on this incredible Division I state championship football game. 49-42, Kimberly down 21 points, roars back, ties it, wins it in regulation on a 1-yard touchdown run by who else? Blair Mulholland. And well, this never gets old. And maybe the trophy case is, they got to rebuild up there in Kimberly, but they won't mind doing that.
Gladly do that, you bet.
They certainly will. Blair Mulholland, one of so many heroes and so many big-time players making big-time plays once again. He's down on the field with Sophia Minert.
Thanks, Bob. Blair, you guys trailed at halftime. The first time you had trailed at half since 2012. You rattle off 28 unanswered points, 21 here in the fourth quarter. How did you guys maintain your confidence and your poise to make this?
It honestly all starts with Coach Jones. You know, he always teaches leadership, and you can't come back like that without leadership. So I mean, he was positive. We were trying to stay positive. So it's all about your response to what happened. So we responded very well, I think. Defense played amazing. I mean, that's amazing for our defense. So I mean, they struggled all year, but they really showed it in the second half.
4 touchdowns for you. Jordan Jansen, an incredible day for him as well. 10 catches, 3 touchdowns. How important was the balance in this comeback?
I think it was great. If Jordan somehow couldn't play this game, then they would have put, 9 in the box, and they would have tried to shut down the run. So I think it helped a lot having Jordan out there and me out there, and whole line played amazing. Danny played amazing. Keegan played amazing. So I mean, it's just a team effort, and I'm excited to be on this team.
Finally, 42 straight wins, 3 straight state championships. Can you put into words what this whole run has been like for you?
It's something special. You know, meeting all those people the past 3 years and building all those relationships. It's really something special.
Congratulations to you, Blair Mulholland. A terrific game here today, an unbelievable game, wire to wire, Bob.
And there we go. Once again, Steve Jones. And I would think last year when they took care of Arrowhead and kind of decided things early in that football game, winning 31-6, Scott, they really kind of set the tone and the tempo in that football game. This certainly was a completely different story. Again, 19 of their 22 starters from a year ago were gone. Everyone at Kimberly, though, steps up. You still had Mulholland. You had Vanden Boom, a poised kid whose dad played here at Wisconsin, who played in the NFL, showed a lot of grit and toughness and determination. And picture's worth 1,000 words right there, isn't it? I mean, you ask sometimes these programs, Arrowhead and Kimberly, does it ever get old? Are you guys sick of winning? No. The guys who walk out of here, they will tell you. And Steve Jones, I mean, he's still smiling ear to ear.
Well, when you look at both these programs, very storied. And for Arrowhead to come in here and being a 3 seed, we talked about, probably truly anywhere else, a 1 seed, really good team. They battled, they fought all the way through things, and it was great to see them compete and do as well as they did here today. And they had Kimberly on the ropes. They're up 21 points. They were ready to tip over, and Kimberly somehow found a way to dig deep, to create some opportunities. Blair Mulholland, outstanding. Jordan Jansen, outstanding. Offensive line that blocked really well in the run game, protected extremely well in the pass game against a defense that comes after you. They don't back away at all, and there was some hard hits going on out there, and that was the beauty of this game, is the momentum back and forth, and who, as you said it when we were tied at 42, who's going to take this one by the bull by the horns and get after it. And Kimberly, just an unbelievable turn of events to come back 21, run 28 straight unanswered to pull this thing out of regulation. Just an unbelievable game.
Everyone's going to head to the north end zone to have that team picture taken in the snow. That'll be pretty. That'll be Christmas card material right there. And then some of the unsung heroes. Just the moves by Steve Jones to have confidence in his guys, going for 4th down plays, not being afraid to attack this Arrowhead defense, which made every yard tough to get. Even though they rolled up those yards, they were tough earned yards. And then calling for the onside kick. Adam Stage swooping it in front, getting the ball surrounded so only Kimberly could get it back. That was huge. That play kept that momentum going, got them into the end zone again to tie it.
Yeah, not only that, everything fell their way, and with Vanden Boom under duress, throwing down for the final touchdown to tie the game with Jansen. Just a lot of great things happening. It had to fall into place perfectly for Kimberly, and again, it's unfortunate one of these teams has to go home because both of these teams have played an outstanding game.
All right. Scott Nelson, been a pleasure.
Sure has.
For Jay Wilson, Bill Brophy, Sophia Minert, and all of our entire Rush Media crew, Bob Brainerd saying so long from the 40th annual edition of the State Football Championships. 7 new state champions. Some of them old, some of them been there, done that before. But all the hardware going back home for placement in the trophy case. Until next year, Bob Brainerd saying, good night, Wisconsin. You've been watching the 2015 State Football Championships on Fox Sports Wisconsin.